All right, let me stop clowning. Um, all right, y'all. By the way, I would like to introduce myself. I am yours truly, Bishop Drayster Clark, aka Andre Clark, on either Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I think Instagram, I'm Alonzo Dre. Over there at Instagram and TikToker, I am. I don't know what I am over at TikToker. I don't know if I'm Andre. I don't know if I'm Bishop Drayster. I don't know if I'm. I don't know what I am over there. But whatever I am over there, I'm back. And pray my strength in the Lord. My doctor has not released me from taking my medications and stuff like that for this journey that I'm on, this valley fever journey at this time. So she wants to play it safe to this year, next year, this time next year, to evaluate my uh, situation. But if I got some prayer warriors out there, some true bona fide Holy Ghost filled uh, prayer warriors out there, um, to pray that on my next X-rays, actually they don't call it X-ray, they call it yeah, I guess you want to say X-rays, MRI actually, MRI, because X-rays I think they try to differentiate on what's the difference of that, but on my next MRI, and I think I heard her tell me they wanted to do a spinal tap. I'm like, what is that? That word even in itself sound a little bit uh, intimidating. Let me look that up because I don't even know what that is. What is a spinal tap? She was saying they want to do a spinal tap, and I'm like, what? I know what a biopsy is for sure, but a spinal tap? What? What is a spinal tap? Let me look this up. Spinal tap. So let me see. I don't remember which one she said. Um, Let me see. Bone. I think she said the bone. I guess it doesn't matter. Spinal tap. Hold on. Spinal tap to the bone. What? She mentioned that, and I'm like, what? Spinal tap to the bone. So, X-ray for sure. It was that came up. Not X-ray. I keep saying X-ray. What is it? I said. I'm just waking up, y'all. Spinal tap to the bone. I was trying to look this up to see what that means. Um, MRI, meaning that they want to see if the valley fever that was attached to my spine, lumbar spine, to right and left, mainly the left side was what I get out of it was attacked aggressively by this valley fever. So let me see what this mean actually. Difficult spinal tap, four taps. She didn't say which. Well, I'm just gonna see what this nurse has to say about the spinal tap because I'm actually curious. I want to know what spinal tap. What in the hammer hocks is that?
We're going to show you how to do a lumbar puncture.
Uh-huh.
Identify the landmarks by palpating the posterior superior iliac crests, and where they meet in the midline should be L4, which is good. Clean the skin with antiseptic solution and drape the patient to give yourself a sterile field. Anesthetize the skin with
Ooh, a needle.
that anesthetic is taken.
Oh,
You can get ready. Now, it's important as you advance the needle.
oh, look at that needle.
If you're in the spinal fluid, so remove the stylet
Oh,
spinal fluid, and then advance it a little further.
oh,
Here, if you wouldn't mind getting the manometer, we will set this up.
oh no.
Starting to rise.
Already my nervous. Oh no.
Pressure measurement. We're now going to collect the spinal fluid from the manometer into our collection tube. Normal CSF is clear. Try to collect a few milliliters of spinal fluid in each tube for testing. And remember, don't aspirate spinal fluid.
Oh, that looks scary. That. Now, when I had the biopsy, I was so in pain that I didn't even, they gave me so much drugs, yo. They gave me so much drugs even before the procedure, actually. So basically, I had so much concoction in my system from the pain in the ER. And then when they transferred me to the next hospital, yeah, I was already pretty much high as a kite, I guess. And then when I got to the hospital, they asked me how much my pain was, and I was like, they give you an average from 1 to 10. So, yeah, I was in that 10 and above. I actually told them 20, and it was like, well, we don't do about that range, but it's this 1 to 10, from 10 to 1 or 1 to 10. And I was like, well, mine is a 15, 20, that. And it was like, okay, so they categorize what type of medication I want, and then I have to make a decision. And if I'm unable to verbally make that decision, then my spouse, my wife, would be there to say which she would think that may be best for me. I'll put it this way. Uh, let's say, you know, for those who are, I don't know, maybe you may have experienced this or something like that, but I definitely didn't want the, what was that? Fentanyl, for sure. I promise you, I didn't want that. That was like, they consider that is their highest off the hook, off the chain medication is that one. Then the next one underneath that was, I think it was called ketamine or something like that. I watched my honey experience that when they put her foot back in line when she broke her foot back in 24, and I experienced watching her, and in my opinion, ketamine has you hallucinating a little bit, but it will kill the pain immediately for sure. But in my opinion, when it comes down to amphetamine, I think that's how you said it, that drug is a more higher dose drug, and it will have you flipped out for sure. And of course, you will be out for like this done out, like you blank out, you will not remember absolutely nothing. And ketamine will do you the same thing. So I didn't want neither one of those. And so then I forget what they said. The next one on there, that one I mentioned. I forget what the next. It was the next one underneath that is the one they gave me, and now I can't remember the name. Maybe I had to look it up on my medical records. But whatever that next one they gave to me underneath the two that I mentioned, I believe fentanyl was the highest. But I believe it may even be higher than that, but they said fentanyl. That one was really for sure. You don't want to get hooked on that for sure. Promise you that. Unless you have, I mean, the worst pain on the planet, where this they just have to give it to you to shut you up, especially if you're in massive pain and broken limb or something. They gonna give you that stuff for sure, cause that will shut you off in a heartbeat the minute they administer that to you. And this is not no pill stuff. This is the liquid substance they shoot you in the arm, but they tell you what the side effects is gonna be from all of that. But anyway, they gave my honey that one at the Academy board, and she was hallucinating for a minute, and then yeah, that one had me laughing. I ain't gonna lie. I want to go video shoot that, but that had me cracking up. It was funny. And then about I want to say 30 seconds in, then you out. You don't know what's happening after that. You just you flashed out. You don't wake up remembering what they did to you. For sure, I promise you that. At least not right then. And at least for her experience, she didn't remember anything that actually happened. They told her what they was gonna do before she actually flashed out. I know I'm laughing about it because it sounds hilarious. Because just to watch somebody go through that was no, and I mean, for her and from their doctor's experience and from the nurses was saying, everybody responds differently. Some are pissed off, mad, and angry when they take it or when it's given to them. Some are happy, or some are confused. Um, and they have this various different levels. But at the end of the day, my wife, where hers was more hilarious because she kept asking the same question and she was mellowed out. Like you take somebody who was drinking a little bit, what's your name? What up? She was on that kind of level, like yo, and I was like, wow, it really do you like that? But yeah, it's has a whole lot to do with your character and your personality. I believe if somebody was an evil, mean person and they had that type of spirit, they would act out crazy. They would just go ballistic. And so I thought that particular drug was super hilarious. So anyway, the drug that they gave me, I can't remember. I was trying to remember. It's the next one underneath that. They gave that to me because I was really having some massive pain, and I remember now this is after I had the procedure, but they gave me some drugs before the procedure. They gave me like two drugs lower because it's either Tylenol, Motrin, and Vicodin. And I keep forgetting the other one. There's another one that they give you, and then another one higher than that before they get to the academy and that other one, fentanyl. So I was like, I don't like any one of those, so don't give it to me because I don't. I probably might act crazy or maybe not. I don't know, but I didn't want that because whatever they say that's already in your mind, you gonna kind of act it out or whatever. You might feel like you Superman or Batman or whatever it is. Whatever that is that you had in your mind before going, you start acting out. So anyway, they gave me this one medication. I'm trying to remember. Gosh, I can't think of it. But as soon as they gave it to me, and this is like I said after I had this procedure, which was called what I said had the biopsy. They gave me that to me. I was talking, because it's after I came back from this procedure. But like I said, they gave me some drugs before, and then to try to keep my nerves down because they got to put you on that what you call it and make sure your vital signs is not blowing up or whatever and hyped up or whatever. Anyway, so I was too in pain to even be sitting there tripping at the time. So I was like, y'all just whatever, just give me this Tylenol, give me the Motrin 800s, and it wasn't Vicodin. It was the next one up from Vicodin or something like that. I can't remember, but they gave that to me, and I was like, kind of like chilled out, get down into the floor to do the procedure, and they was like talking to me, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm still in pain, whatever. I can still feel the pain. I don't care how much medication it was giving, but I can still feel the pain. But also, I was just, just out of like, hey, how long? When y'all finna do this? Because they had me in the hallway, and it was like they're trying to rush me to get it done. I'm in the hallway, and I'm like, yo, what time y'all gonna get me in here and do this? So I had to wait. I think just like 5 minutes prior to somebody else coming out from whatever their procedure was. They get in there, was talking to me, and it was like, okay, hey, yo, we're gonna give you some more stuff, some other kind of medication. I can't think of what it was, but like I said, I think they may have gave me ketamine because I think I heard them saying that. After now that I see here, thought about it, yes, they gave me that ketamine stuff, And I remember them asking me my name, of course, and asking me, hey, do you know what procedure you about to have? And I'm like, yeah, are you in pain? And I'm like, at this point, I don't care. So anyway, he was like, get on your belly, turn over, and all this type of stuff. And then next thing you know, I was out. They talking to me. I can hear the music. I can hear them, the doctors and the nurses talking about something, ball games or whatever. And next thing you know, I'm out. I'm not because they don't want to put you 100% under. They want you to be able to be functional. So they only gave me a certain amount of that ketamine. They didn't give me a whole because they had already knew that they gave me medication before coming down. So all I remember is talking to them for a minute about music or something. And I think I was telling them that I was coming out with my first book, and then after that, I don't remember anything I had to say after that point. I was like a little bit under, and just went into what I call a baby light sleep. But yet I hear everything that they were saying, like every word. I could hear them saying whatever they was talking about, and then I could hear the doctor. It sounded like far away, like they sound like they was 1,000 miles away, but yet I can hear every word they were saying. The doctor was like, "Yo, is this hurting?" I'm like, can you feel it?" And I was like, like, And it's like, okay, hey, telling the nurse, hey, hit me up with some more stuff, to numb me out, cause they'll numb you first, then they give you the medication in your IV to kill that actual pain that's whatever you having at that moment. And then of course, I've seen them with the needle, and at this point, like I said, I really didn't even care at this point because I'm like, if y'all finna hit me with that long epidural needle or whatever they call that little long, it was long. It was. I looked at it and I was like, you okay? I don't care. It's this point. I had my face down. They gave me a pillow. I'm laying like this. I'm like, yeah, I'm out. Next thing I know, we were finished. Hey, Andre. Hey, Andre. And I was like, what's up? We've done. I was like, oh man, that was fast. Anyway, got back on the gurney, put me back up in the room. I still was having the pain, um, because they had to move me from once they got me to the room. They had to move me from that gurney back to the bed. And I was like, oh man, I wish y'all would just let me in the bed and y'all would do the procedure, but that's not how they roll. So anyway, they transferred me to the bed or whatever. The thing is, y'all, Valley Fever. Just to say, this is my backside of my real back. Instead of it breaking the bone off from the outer part of my back, the bone itself, this freaking thing, I'm gonna call it the devil, the demon, the little bug or whatever, the demon bug. Instead of bringing the bone from the outside of my back, of the back, it found a way to go around the spine and go into the inner part of my back, which meant that I was gonna either have surgery and they would have to go through my stomach to get to it. And I was like, no, heck no. Or I'll have to go through what they call, like what people say. I'd say I understand what people go through when they're having chemotherapy. The chemo, yeah, that stuff. And that is what they was gonna see me to have done when I went to the hospital. But I was like, oh no, y'all gonna find something else that's not, no, not that, or the laser. They was gonna do one of those surgery laser, and or this harsh chemical that they gave me. So anyway, get back to the room, and I'm hurting still, like pain. I mean, it's like I still had to pay even when it was doing it, but I didn't care because I was so under the influence of drugs. Got me back to the room. Nurse is like, "What's your pain like?" And I was like 15, 20, somewhere up in there. And she was like, "What?" She was like, "How's that possible?" I was like, "We gave you this before you even went down for your procedure, and we know on top of that they gave you some more stuff when you got there." And I was like, "Yes, you guys do not understand. I barely can talk at this point, but and this is what Valley Fever would do. It would make you not be able to speak, talk, eat, sleep. I mean, 24 hours, 24/7. When I say 24/7, you cannot sleep. It will just ruin your whole life if I say it like that. Anyway, getting back to the room, and it was like, okay, what's the next? They started going to this next level. What medication? I said anything for but that fentanyl and ketamine. So they gave me the next one lower, and I can't remember that level was. I just forgot. I had to look it up. And they gave me that, and I heard my wife and the nurse talking while it was injecting that stuff in my system, and and then they actually gave me another Motrin, 800 milligram Motrin, and Tylenol because they was trying to we were trying to kill this pain. I promise y'all, a bone pain is beyond words that cannot even be uttered to express. A bone pain like that is worse than your skin, worse than messing up your muscles. I mean, the bone is a whole nother level. So anyway, they gave me this next medication. The next year I know, I hear them talking, and next year I know, bow, I'm out. I'm out for like I don't know how long. They said I was out for like a couple of hours or something like that. But I can still hear everybody saying stuff like, "What's wrong with my husband?" Well, I can hear it like, "What's wrong with him? Where he at? What's going on?" Da, 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 da. So then they had to come back and try to because your blood pressure could drop or your blood pressure can go high. So that thing was beeping all crazy, and it was like, okay, we got to find a way to play with this medication and stuff because it kill you basically. Basically, valley fever will kill you too. So it was one of those things. It's like I had pneumonia and I have valley fever. All right, all at the same time, and so they can either treat you with one thing, and the other thing can be afflicting you. So it's which one is more life threatening? And actually, technically, both of them were. So they treated me for pneumonia. That was when I first got hospitalized in November, the first time around, on the 10th, and then I had to go back on the 21st, I believe it was, for the second round. That's when they found out I had valley fever. So basically, I had already had it all along the whole time, and then August 2024, 15th, I think, to the 16th. And then that's when valley fever really triggered and moved to another location in my body from my lungs to my back, my lower lumbars, so to the spine. And that's when it was aggressively trying to take me out for sure. It paralyzed me from hip down. Couldn't walk. It was crazy. Anyway, y'all, let me get back to practice. So basically, I had to pretty much relearn how to walk, learn how to sit, talk. It was crazy. Some people ask me, what can you do to protect yourself from it? And I always say my answer is going to be go get tested for it. There's nothing wrong with getting tested to see if you have it already. From the CDC reports, whatever, this is from out of Arizona. This is where it's at in Arizona, actually, where majority of the people are being attacked from. It is in out of Arizona. It has reached the southern and northern California already many years back. But the CDC did not want a whole bunch of people to be extremely alarmed by it because of the death rate, or I would say people dying from it, is supposedly not as high as it was when COVID came through and swept out a whole bunch of people um, on that level. So they're trying to say, hey, we don't want to alarm the nation of the world, get people all panicky and get people so terrified. I want to tell y'all my experience from having COVID to this. This was the worst. COVID, yes, was terrible. This particular one here gives no warning, no heads up, no warning. Like you will be you will be straight today, and you will be dead tomorrow. It's what's the word I want to use? It's a silent deadly killer. Silent, like you don't know you have it. I didn't know I had it at the time, and it just came like that. Like literally, like today I was well, and matter of fact, that's exactly how it went down. Because I was trying to set up for my birthday for November back in 23. I was feeling perfectly fine from November 1st, 3rd, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, the eighth. And then I worked the eighth going into the ninth, which is the next day, which was a Thursday morning. Get ready to clock out. Before I even clocked out, to even get to the clock to clock out, I went to the cafeteria, grabbed me some breakfast thing, a breakfast sandwich, and the drink. I'm walking out the cafeteria, bow, out of no man's land. I was like, no warning, no, hello, or hey, or doorbell. You know, no warning, y'all. Like, it was night, no heads up. Like, hey, you about to get afflicted with this. And then, yeah, next thing I know, on that Saturday, this all happened on the night. Of course, y'all, I didn't go to the hospital right away. I just thought maybe I twisted something in my side. That's what I thought. And then, after about maybe 12 hours in, or maybe even less, because I had this all happened in like about seven, because I'm supposed to clock out at 7:23. So I had about 3 minutes to get to the clock. So 7:20. So about 7:20, I'm walking out the cafeteria on a Thursday morning, November the 9th, 2023. Never forget it. All right. On my way. Walking out the door, out the cafeteria, getting ready to head down this long hallway to get to. I was heading to go get my lunch bag and go clock out and head to the house. That was what I was heading on. 5 feet out the door. Bam! This pain hit me in my side, my right side, and my back. It was protruding from my back to my chest. It felt like somebody took this long needle, and it felt like somebody shanked me in the back. I remember looking back like, oh man, somebody shanked me? Where'd it come from? Like, it felt like a real thin needle, this long, like an epidural needle, this long. And that's how I felt from my back to my chest. So you can imagine it was that long, and it was constant. Like, when I was breathing slowly or inhaling, exhaling, it was the worst pain on the planet. And it was just like nonstop. As my heart rate was moving, it was pow, 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 just like this nonstop. And then first I thought I was like, thinking like, man, am I having a heart attack or something? Or a heartburn. That's what I was thinking, heartburn, not a heart attack, but a heartburn. I'm like, man, crap, I didn't even eat yet. I haven't eaten a bone. But that's how I started. And then, of course, like I said, I didn't go. I work at the hospital, so I should have went to the ER right then and there. But I thought maybe I twisted something, maybe I turned, or maybe I came out the door the wrong way. I don't know. I just thought maybe because I worked all night, and maybe I turned the wrong way, got up the wrong way, and maybe he just caught up with me for whatever reason. Anyway, that's what I thought. Of course, right away, immediately, I always carry Motrin with me because I get sometimes these little crazy headaches or something like that. Or I might get a little baby backache or whatever from being in the moving and pulling and pushing and all that. So I was like, let me pop this Motrin real quick. Bow! And then while I was doing that, this heavy heat came over me. I started sweating and I was like, what is this? And I started getting cold, like I was in a freezer or something. At the same time with the pain, and I was like, man, this is weird. I never experienced nothing like that I can recall or remember. I remember the pain, but I just couldn't call it at the time. I just thought maybe I twisted something. Anyway, walking down the hallway, get to the end of one of the junctions of the hallway in the hospital. I'm looking down at the hallway like, oh man, let me just go to the ER, man. But that hallway looked like 1,000 miles away, like I'm in a desert, looking far away. I was like, oh, that's too far. Let me just go ahead and try to make it to the locker, get my lunch bag, clock out, get to the parking lot. Maybe I'll be okay by the time this 800 milligram Motrin should kick in by then. Get to the car, and next thing I know, I couldn't even get in the car. I couldn't even get my keys out. I was like, this is weird. I was temporarily paralyzed somehow, and I was like, it's like the movies that you ever watch the movies and somebody chasing you, and you get to your car, you try to get your key in the car, and the key drops to the floor, and you like, for real? What's going on? It was crazy. And I was like, why is the key falling on my hand? And then so I'm trying to get down and get it. It felt like an eternity for me to pick them keys up off the ground, and then I'm trying to put it in the lock, trying to open the door, and I was like, my hands was just shaking. I was like, what the? So I had to switch hands and try to put the key in there and get in the car. I know y'all probably say, dude, you should have went to the ER, bro. If you work at the hospital, that would have been the first place y'all would have went. But I just thought maybe I twisted something, so maybe my nervous system was tripped out. Not knowing the valley fever was actually the fungus that had gotten in my body that was already there, probably from my understanding, from what doctors were saying. It already was dormant in my system, and then for whatever strange, crazy reason, it got activated. I had no snivels, no coughs, no sore throats, no headaches, no common cold issues at all whatsoever. And this thing just hit me. Bah! It hit me like a Mack truck. I feel like a Mack truck had just like hit me. Like I'm walking. Bow. Well, I don't know about the Mack truck thing because I think you probably will be dead then if a Mack truck really kind of actually hit you. But yeah, but it hit me like a ton of bricks, or you know what I mean. And I promise you, it actually almost took me off my feet because my legs were like they felt like they weren't under beneath me. They were just like, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. What's going on? Like I was just, I was it was crazy. It was crazy. Anything. So I get into my car. I turn on the car finally. Um, turn on it. This is crazy because I was feeling like I was having a high fever, but at the same time I was freezing cold. So it was either turn the air conditioner on or turn the heat on. So I felt like I was freezing. So I turn on air conditioning, race the motor as high as it goes, RPM. Then I start rolling down the window, and I was like, man, I'm burning up. And I was like, this is crazy. 'Cause I'm turning on the heat because I'm cold, but then I'm running down the window because I'm hot at the same time. It was the weirdest feeling on our planet. Finally, I was able to get the car all warmed up or whatever. And then I was like, all right, you know what? Let me just at least make it back to the house and take another Motrin. So I take another Motrin while I'm in the car. I another 800 milligram of Motrin. I pop another one in. Pop. And then I'm like, okay, at least I know for a fact by the time I get to the house and I'm literally 7 minutes away, I should be good to go. I pull out in the parking lot. Ah! Yeah, I was probably high at this point. I was cocky at this point. At 1600 milligrams. Yeah, yeah. I had some drugs in my system for sure. So I pull out in the driveway and I'm like, oh crap, let me, because I didn't realize. Yeah, yeah, yo. I peel out the park. Ah, the car starts spinning out, and I'm like, oh man, okay, hold on. And then I think I don't even remember how I even made it to the driveway, the exit driveway, but I do remember getting on to the main street. And then I remember getting to my front of my house, and I parked in the front of the house, and I'm sitting there for about 10 minutes trying to get my composure together because the pain was so unbearable that I was like, I couldn't get out the car. And then I was like, okay, all right, come on, mind over matter, mind over matter. Okay, bro, come on, homeboy, come on, homeboy, let's just get this together, homie. So finally, I do get out the car, and I see my dog in the garage, and my wife forget to what she actually she wanted me to put the dog out outside, so he was in the garage, and I'm like, now I'm kind of like, oh my god, this is too much for me right now. I gotta go play with the dog, try to bend down and get him off the chain, and then put him in the outside, and then feed him and give him water. And I was like, "Woo, mind over matter for real." But I'm higher than the kite, man. But I'm still hurting. I'm in massive pain. I finally do all that, close the garage door, come back and get in the house, and I was like, this pain is so unbearable. So I pop another half of a 800 millimochers, and then I'm thinking like, okay, this has got to work, or one or the other. You did something. Take another one, jump in the shower, take a cold shower, hot shower, cold shower. I was trying to, because I'm going through this phase. I'm thinking now at this point, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking I'm having menopause. I'm having OG menopause right now. What? I'm flashing out right now. I'm having one of them flash modes right now. I guess I reached that age. I'm flashing out at this point. I'm like, man, But flashing from hot to cold, and I'm like, man, what's going on? This is crazy. Try to lay down, turn this way, that way, lay to the right, to the left, sideways, upside down. I try to do all kind of ways to get this pain off of me, and it didn't work. Finally, my wife comes on. I think it was like one something. And mind me, y'all, I got off at 7:30. But by the time I get home is 7:40 because I didn't live far. And I told you I was kind of blazing to get to the house from the work to the house. I was blazing. And that's what I'm saying. I don't remember how I got home, but I got home. She comes in and she's looking at me. I'm laying on the bed. I'm in massive pain. I'm in massive this. It was bad. Anyway, I'm about to practice, y'all. You give me my little crazy thing, but after that, she walks in. She's like, "You look kind of weird. What's going on?" And so she touches me, and I'm on fire. She's like, "Bro, you got your temperature is like, you feel. I can feel as she walk over me and puts her hand over me. She could just feel the heat radius coming from my body." And so then, of course, the first thing she's thinking, okay, let me get you the Tylenol. But I told her, hey, for the little breath I had in me, left in me, I already taken this amount of Motrins already. I couldn't really tell how much. I just told her I took. Well, she looked over and saw the pill bottle popped open, and all of the Motrins are still on the table on my bedside dresser. So she was like, bro, how much did you take? And I really couldn't tell her because I was like, I took enough. So she was like, "Well, I'm gonna give you the motions," which I probably shouldn't do. That first thing she's thinking, like, "Yo, let me call a vice nurse right now. Let's go ER. Let's call. I'm call somebody." So anyway, she started to do all that, and I'm telling her to stop. No, don't do that. Then she's like, "Well, either you gonna get up, we gonna get you to the car, take you to the ER, or I'm calling 911." And I'm thinking like, "Don't call 911." And so I was like, "Let me get up." So I finally get up, bam, fall to the floor. She was like, "Okay, this ain't no joke, bro. This not funny." So then I was like, hold on, don't call. Let me get it together. So I do find a sideboard, get it together, get off the floor, and I take and she's like, "Are you ready? Let's go." And I'm like, "All right, cool." I take another step, pow, fall to the floor. She's like, "I'm calling." No, I'm like, hold on, wait. Anyway, she finally just leave me alone. I know that's not what she really wanted to do, but I was begging her not to. Yeah, I probably should have. Yeah, yes, us fellow brethrens, us men's, we stubborn. Yeah, I probably should have immediately went to the ER, but I thought that this is something that I can actually deal with, and so she was like, okay, if you continue to keep on doing this, I don't care what you say. I'm calling 911 or I'm calling somebody. The name of we gonna come in, we gonna get you in the car, we gonna take you to the hospital. One way or another. So whether you like it or not. So anyway, made a little pact with her. I said, okay, if I don't get better or feel better between, and I probably know y'all this don't do this. Don't do what I did. I promise you, don't do it. Well, I said, listen, the next time you got to get ready to get up for work, and I'm still like this, just take me to the hospital and drop me off. So that was the little agreement that I made. If I'm still this way, of course, y'all, that manhood, I ain't telling her nothing. I don't want her tripping out. I don't want her all worried. Y'all know how it is. So by 11:30, 11 o'clock, 11:30, I get back up and I'm like, cause it wouldn't let me sleep for nothing. Couldn't sleep. This thing would not let you go to sleep. And so I'm like, man, this is terrible. This is like the worst of the worst that ever occurred with me. So I said, okay, this is terrible. The Motors ain't working. The Tylenol ain't working. The shower thing ain't working. Hot, cold, me not being able to sleep. None of this ain't working. So I decided, let me just take another Motrin again, which I probably should have, but I did. Another 800 milligrams. By this time, y'all already know I'm beyond probably beyond high at this point. Not knowing what I'm doing. So my wife went to sleep because she been to work, so she was asleep. I didn't want to disturb her. So about 11:30 ish, I jumped back in the shower. It kind of seemed like the water was helping a little bit. the warmth, the heat, or the coolness, but not really. As soon as I got back out, try to get back dressed again, try to lay down, go to sleep. No, it was like everything had like just went over the top. Like my thinking was beyond dumb, but I still had what's that word I like to use? I still had my what's the word? I can't think of the word I want to say. I still have my what you call it, a little bit of it, just maybe not that much. I still had a little bit of uh me, so to speak, to say, you know what, this ain't right. I better go to the hospital because at this point I felt like I was actually dying at this point. That's where I was at. And actually, I can literally see myself. It's like kind of like looking down on myself. I'm in heaven, not in heaven, but just in the sky or whatever. And I'm looking down on myself, and I'm like deteriorating very quickly. Not and I want to say not knowing it, but because you do know. Some people say you do know when you're gonna die if something happens to you in a car accident, a plane crash, somebody shoot you or something like that. You get this I call it like a pre-dream or flashback or whatever that you want to say bye to your family and all that kind of stuff. So I had all that going at the same time. It was crazy, y'all. Anyway, let me fast forward this fast forward. Anyway, I ended up getting up and said, you know what? I got to go to the hospital, and so caught myself sneaking out the house. My wife was still asleep, but I got to the door and I tried to quietly get out the doorway. Um, and my alarm system snitched on me basically. So I hit the door and I thought she was asleep, like just totally out of it. And I hit the door and yeah, my alarm system snitched on me, beep, making some noise. And she wakes up. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm just gonna go to the hospital for whatever. This is the little breath I still had in me, and I was like, I'm just gonna go to the hospital. She said, by yourself? I'm like, you just go to sleep and just. I know you got to get up at 3 in the morning, and at this point, I knew at this point I wasn't gonna make it to 3 o'clock in the morning. I think I wasn't gonna even barely make it to the hospital at midnight. That's just pretty much where I was pretty much at. So I got the car out, get to the car, pop the garage open, get to the car, pop it closed. I can feel myself like this maybe this small of life left in me. That's just how I felt. Get in the car, and she was like, "Be careful, blah blah." I remember getting in the car, backing up, and spinning out. I don't know if she heard it or not. I think she just went on right back to sleep. And it's not that my wife didn't care, y'all. Don't get me wrong. I knew that she was extremely tired because she had worked a 16-hour shift or 12-hour shift or something like that, and then having to drive 2 or 3 hours to get back home. So don't say, "Hey, your wife should have did this. Your wife should have did that." That ain't on her. That was me. Even though she heard me leaving, but I knew in her voice that she was extremely just tore up tired. And I just told her, "Don't worry, I'll get to the hospital one way or another." And that was my exact words I said, actually. So don't worry, I'll get there in one piece. I won't kill myself or anybody else along the way. So I still had maybe this much of, I'm trying to find the word I want to say, of me left in me to make it to the hospital. And sure enough, excuse me, y'all, I made it to the hospital and barely made it through the ER doors, and everybody come rushing over to me. It's like, dude, it sounded far away. They were sounding like an echo, like I hear them, and it sounded like, "Hey, Trey, what's wrong? Is everything okay?" It was crazy. It was a crazy situation. So I made it there. Doc came in there and was trying to talk to me about what's going on. First thing he was thinking like, "Hey man, I think you," from what I was describing where my pain was coming from. He was like, "Hey yo, I think your appendix is going bad. We're gonna do a procedure." And I'm thinking like, "No man." Um, that was the moment when I was able to come back super life, because I'm thinking, ain't nobody gonna be cutting on me. No, no sir, no ma'am. I immediately like snapped back, like, "Hold on, y'all talking about surgery? Oh heck no!" And then he was like, sir, what you think is going on?" Anyway, um, another patient came in severe like me. I don't know, his situation was, I don't, his was about as crazy as mine was. So he started dealing with this guy, and then he finally came back, and I said, "Hey, you know what? I got a feeling that I have walking pneumonia." And that was my only thought process I had, because I remember the same pain I had before. But on the front end of that, I had warnings, snivels, the cough, the sore throat, the loss of voice, chest caving in like I couldn't breathe, couldn't breathe out of my nose. All of those types of symptoms I had, the cough uncontrollably, and then it became this massive pain in my side, on my right side, in my lungs, in my right side and left side, by the way. And I had this cough, this like, ooh. And so I was like, man, that either pneumonia, walking pneumonia, or pneumonia, or bronchitis, one or the other, or both. And so ultimately, that's what it was. I had bronchitis so many years back, and then it immediately turned into walking pneumonia. And yes, I had this many years ago, and that situation that I just told y'all, what happened to me back then, was the same kind of scenario. But this time, my wife wasn't at home; she had just went to work for a late night shift, and I thought I was gonna be okay. And then 1 hour in, not even an hour, if I'm sorry, 30 minutes in from the time she left, this same situation happened to me before. But I told you all of the other symptoms I had, and fatigue, the whole nine, all that happened to me back then. So this is what made me remember that pain. That pain that was relentless, no matter what I was taking, didn't stop the pain. So that's what I shared with the doctor. I said, "Yeah, I remember this pain in my side, my left and my right, and it wouldn't stop. It wouldn't go away. Nothing I was doing, nothing I was taking stopped it." And that's when I said, "I must have a walking pneumonia." And that was the last piece of little breath that I could remember saying to him. And he's like, "Okay, fine. We're gonna put you in the room. We're gonna get you all hooked up. We're gonna take some lab." And hit me the needle in the head. Ho ho! Ho ho! That's all I can say. Now that I thought my back was hurt, but that hurt. That was like, oh my god, y'all taking blood from my hand? Oh, that was terrible. My hand and my arm. And I was like, why y'all? I was like, why can't y'all just do it through the arm? And they said it's because it was some type of special something that they had to use, and it has to go through the hand. And I was like, oh my god. So they did that. About an hour and a half later, the doc punk comes back. "Sir, soon enough, you have walking no more." But no one knew I had valley fever. All right, they didn't know I had valley fever. So anyway, treated me. That's all fell on a Friday now. It's all fell on a Thursday. Thursday. I'm sorry, I said Thursday. Thursday morning. This is all this when this all happened. So they treated me. Um, because remember, this all happened on Thursday, so I waited until midnight to go into the hospital to get seen ER. And then that's when they was like, "Okay, cool, we gonna deal with you." So that I stayed in the hospital ER until like 8 in the morning, discharged me. But it was the crazy thing was the doctor was showing me my X-rays, and he was like, "Hey man, your whole right side is filled with fluid." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then in my mind I'm thinking like, "Okay, are you gonna like keep me here, or put me up in the room or something like that?" And he's like, "Oh no, man, just I'm gonna send you home, give you antibiotics. You take that for the next 7 days, and then everything should go away." And that didn't happen, y'all. So, after 8 o'clock, they sent me home. I think around about 6:30, 6 to 6:30, it was toward the evening. They called my wife because I guess they couldn't get a hold of me because obviously I was so out of it when I got home. I was like, I was out. I was just messed up. I was just tore up. So my wife finally got a hold of me. I finally picked up the phone. Was like, "What's up?" And she was like, "Yeah, they want you to come back ASAP right now." I'm like, "What?" And then I was like, I don't think I can even physically move at this point. Only way I can go get back there is either they got to send the ambulance to come and get me, or yeah. So anyway, I didn't go, of course. The very next day, which was Saturday the 10th, yeah. And then I called early in the morning, and the doc picked up and he was like, "Yo, man, you need to get here right now because your situation is not going to get better. Your situation, in other words, is," he didn't want to say. He just said, "Say you need to get here ASAP right now. Stop talking to get here." Anyway, I made it back to the ER. And I promise y'all, then I really actually thought I was a goner because as soon as I got there, I told my wife something don't feel right, and she's like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" I'm like, "I can feel my out of body," and then she was like, "What do you mean?" Because I started feeling this weird feeling. I was like, "I gotta go to the bathroom," but I really didn't have to go to the bathroom, y'all. My mind was saying I had to go to the bathroom, but I felt like I had to go to the bathroom because I felt like I was gonna just pass out right where I was at. Anyway, so I go to the bathroom, couldn't go to the bathroom, so I come back out. They calling my name, push me in there, and it was like checking my blood pressure. It was dropping pretty fast. So of course y'all know what they did. Rush me in there, EKG, the whole nine. It was like, bro. Then another doctor walks in, infection doctor said, "Hey man, um, they should have discharged you when you first was hospitalized. They should have kept you, but you ain't going back home after this for a while." And I'm like, "What?" This is serious. This is really serious. So anyway, the second time they hospitalized me, they put me next door, next door to ICU, intensive care on the second floor. I was like, or when they rolled me up, cause you conscious, you see everything, you hear everything. I'm conscious, I see everything. Like in my mind, I'm like, y'all got me in 202, 20. Oh no, 201, 202, 203, 204, 205 is the next room over. When five doors down, you're going to ICU. That means you critically about to, yeah, go, what they say, go into cardiac arrest, if you will, because my blood pressure was dropping. The medication they was trying to give me was up there. It was lowering my blood pressure. It was just crazy. So they was trying to do a whole bunch of things. And was I scared? I wasn't scared actually. I was more optimistic, and I know that might sound kind of funny and weird to say, but I was optimistic. Like, oh man, this is kind of a tripped out experience. Wow, in my mind, I'm thinking like, well, if I live through this, I got a testimony on this. Or if I don't live through this, I don't know. I still probably gonna have a testimony through this. But anyway, that's where my mindset was at. And then the other part of it, y'all probably don't understand. I was like, well, God, if this is the way that I'm going out, then this is the way it is gonna be. And I accepted it. That's where I was at, y'all. It's kind of like when you on your deathbed, you can't sit here and say, "Hey, not I ain't ready." That ain't the time, y'all. I don't even know why I even did this video this way. But this ain't the time to sit telling God you ain't ready. At this point, you better be ready for it, because it's coming. So that's why my mindset was at, well, God, I said, hey, I did everything I could do, my family, church, trying to faithfully serve you and stuff like that to the best of my ability. If it's something I wasn't doing right or did or messed up or whatever, forgive me for all that, whatever, some people would say, hey, why try to ask God for forgiveness before your deathbed, or why you on your deathbed, or all the kind of stuff. I mean, I was going through those motions. Hey, at least I have insurance, and my wife would be taken care of if something ever happened to me, to my job, or personal insurance. Whatever happened, it is going to be what it is. Hey, at least I did reach out to some musicians on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Well, I didn't have TikTok yet. But, try to share music stuff, whatever. I mean, if this is my time to go, then what can I do? If you're in that state of mind, you can't say, "Nah, God, get me about this bed right now," or you can't sit there and say, "Why am I going through this?" Trust me, believe me, I didn't do all none of that. I didn't go into that crazy phase and be mad and upset. Why I gotta go through this? I didn't ask God no questions. That's where I was at with it. I didn't ask no questions. I was like, God, okay, this is it. This is how I'm gonna go out with valley fever or walking pneumonia or whatever. Is this not my way out? Okay, here we go. is this the way I'm going out? At least I ain't going out getting shot up, whatever. At least I'm not in the airplane falling out of the sky, whatever. If I had to go die this way and go to sleep and not wake up, cool. I'm good with that. I'm fine with that. Whatever way is gonna happen, I'm going out. If I'm going out because I have this massive pain from this valley fever tearing me off, or maybe y'all, the going out will be because I lost appetite. You lose appetite and you can't eat. That's it. They say pretty much either one or two things. They're gonna try to feed you with a thing going down your throat or something like that. Because I heard all that stuff while I was extremely sick to the point where I couldn't talk and speak for myself, and my wife had to be my advocate to speak for me. Say, tell no, y'all ain't doing that. Don't give my husband that. Don't no no y'all ain't giving my no my I don't want my husband having that. So my wife was my advocate speaking for me. No, we gonna pray. We gonna pray. We gonna get the Holy Ghost folk out here. We gonna pray. We gonna pray this devil, this demon off of this man, right? No. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's whatever God's will is at the end of the day, and that was what I experienced for me. Everybody might experience it differently. Anyway, let me go. I'm sorry, y'all. I meant to surprise. I didn't mean to do all that, but here I am. Trying to contribute it to create a music book. And that was also one of the things I was praying and asking God, like, God, I was creating this book, I was writing this book, and you better watch what you pray for. But I was like, Lord, I was writing this book. Can I at least live long enough to get this my first editional book out? If it's your will. That's just where I was like, listen, I'm trying to reach people who are maybe having a hard time learning how to play, beginners level. Or if it's somebody who already been kind of playing it, or if y'all want to call it intermediate level, and they don't understand what's going on. Or you may be an advanced level musician, and you might be one who play all these fancy, beautiful, gorgeous chords, hot chords, fat chords, dope chords, or whatever we want to call them, and you might not don't even understand exactly what you playing. I wanted to create a book specifically to help the community, the musician community, whether you know how to play or not. What is your first time ever on the planet? I wanted to come with a book for the community to share with them with this. So God, let me at least live long enough to get this first edition of book out. And so here I am. And so June, my last hospitalization was this year. Um, it started at the last time when I said the last hospitalization going into 2025 was actually December 28, 29, because I had to be hospitalized. It was either I was going to be hospitalized because my doctor wanted me to be re-hospitalized again during 2024, the whole week of Christmas moving forward. So basically, I was supposed to have been hospitalized before Christmas. Whatever the weekend, the week before, the weekday, or the weekend of Christmas. So wherever Christmas fell on the 25th, whatever that weekend was, I was supposed to be hospitalized then, all the way to the month of um, January 2025. But I beckoned the doctor to, can I at least be with my family for the first time ever, because I was hospitalized 23 and 24, and I didn't enjoy my birthday then and Christmas. Thanksgiving, it was, wait, it was birthday, no, I'm sorry, it was Thanksgiving, Christmas, Thanksgiving, birthday, Christmas, basically, and the New Year's and all that kind of stuff. And so I was like, okay. And then 24 came around. I was like, man, I'm not gonna be able to be with my family then. So I was able to do Thanksgiving this time around in 24, and then I got my wife's birthday, and then my birthday. I was able to get my birthday in. Yeah, I remember doing my birthday then. Didn't go far. Y'all, you probably should go back to some of those pictures and stuff where you seen when I was just released from the hospital, and yeah. And then the second time, I was able to go out a bit on my birthday, not far, but to enjoy my birthday then. I wouldn't even say the word enjoy it, but I was able to get out, but I was in pain, but around family, I would say it like that. And then Christmas came about. So basically, in 2024, they wanted me to be hospitalized the week of Christmas all the way through January 2025. But I as I just be go in on the 28th, which is the 28th, 29th, and 30th, the last 3 days in December 24, and then I remain in the hospital 2025 for about 3 weeks or so, and then got home in February. Was it February, March? Then I had to be on this hardcore medication that I was supposed to go on it for 6 months, but I didn't last for 2.5 months, and then I had to be hospitalized again so they can clear the stuff out of my system and change the medication so I can start walking again and eating again and getting my weight back and be able to drive and all that type of stuff. So yeah, that was crazy in itself. So yes, in between that time, then I would say mid part of April, then the Lord allowed me to be able to kind of come in here and write some more, and then May came in, I was able to write some more and to almost complete the project. But my co-worker, which is my editor, Miss Editor, she's responsible for the diagrams in my book. For those who purchased your book, she's responsible for the diagram, the piano diagram, and my job was responsible for putting the chord names and the notes and stuff like that. What hand's gonna do this and what hand's gonna do that, and we both kind of came to an agreement about the color scheme for this book. This time called Play by Sight, the Black Gospel Hot Chords. The reason why I had to give it a certain specific name because when you Google books out there, you cannot have the same name as someone else's book, or it'll be a copyright issue. And yes, and Amazon definitely would send me emails saying, "Hey, you might need to tweak something." So they tweaked something along the way in my book, so it wouldn't be an issue with someone else's books that they got out there. And so they gave me the thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, if you will, and sent me an email back and said, "Hey, your book is been approved." And we will circulate your book immediately. And then a few days later, and my book became published through this company from out of Florida to Amazon. Yeah, on June 2nd, 2025. A few days later, they sent me an email saying, "Hey, check out what Amazon had to say in grading my book amongst other book writers, authors out there." And they said that my book came in at top. I'm sorry, I always get it backwards. Number one top best books for 2025 of the month of June. I did not expect that to happen. But in front of that, before I saw that, if I click onto it, Amazon says, "Hey, these are your book is," and I'm gonna word it how I saw it. Amazon hottest best books with 2025 thus far, play by side. And then they came down within that same area, and it said my book was number one top best book out of 12. So there was 12 people that they may grade in that month, or it could be 13, it could be 15, but I was the top number one out of 12. Best out of 12. Let me just say it like this. Best out of 12 by my book was number one. Best out of 12. I did not expect that, y'all. That wasn't something I didn't see coming. So I'm grateful and thankful and praise God for that. So, like I said, my vision is for every musician or people who want to play, never played, the diagram, and here who is responsible for that is Miss Kelly. You'll find if you purchase the book, you'll find out on maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it comes after. Well, is it before? Let me see. I think it's before. I think it's dedication, acknowledgement, the contents, and then Arthur, about the author, which is me, and the Wait, hold on. Did I miss it again? Hold on. Um, dedication. Oh, acknowledgement. It comes. It's the very second page. All right, the very second page, because the first page is, the same thing as my book sort of the name of the book and all that good stuff, the piano hand, all that. Then the next page is my copywriting page, and then also the dedication page, and the next page. So this is my specific second page is the acknowledgement of Miss Kelly McLaughlin. She is responsible for the chord diagram and putting the notes where they need to be for left hand, right hand for the chords. So let's give it up for Miss Kelly McLaughlin. And she is responsible for the diagrams. Every diagram that's in my book, she's responsible for all of that. The writing, as far as the writing part of it, the notes and all that, the notes you're doing, all of that part is my responsibility. We got up to chapter 9. She was advising me, and the company I was using, they all kind of advised me, hey, maybe you just should just do your book from chapter 1 to chapter 8 and then call it quits. And because we were talking in between my illness issues, in and out the hospital for the little breath I still had in me, I told y'all. And I was like, man, but I really want to give my viewers or my fans or I want to almost say my students or just musicians in general, whoever you are and wherever you are at and whatever level you at, I wanted to take things to a whole nother level, and fast track you from the beginner levels, if you will, theory portion of it, and let's get over in chapter 9 and moving forward to chapter 18 and give you the some really really nice stuff to play. And so they were advising me, hey man, this would my book would have been probably like 30 to 40 pages, so to speak. And I was like, man, but that's not what I want to do. So y'all let me do my thing. So it was like, oh, all right, we're gonna back up because it's your book, But we were just trying to say, hey, don't put too much information out there. Just give a teaser, and then the next time around, then you give them the heat. And I was like, well, I'm gonna give y'all the teaser in the beginning, but I want to give y'all the heat too. So I'll give y'all a little bit of the taste of some of the heat. So that's what my vision was, to give you the little bit of the basic theory and tease y'all a little bit with some of the heat stuff, some hot stuff, some dope stuff, some off the hook stuff, some chords that's gonna make other musicians turn and say, "Where'd you get that from?" I remember my former music teacher or best friend or good friend of mine used to teach me some stuff, and he's responsible for me getting to where I'm at now. Back then, but my thing was to take this to a whole nother level and share back. And so I'm thinking, like, man, I want to give y'all some nice stuff to play, right? To get you on your way, to get you to be where you might not be where you need to want to be, but you head in the direction. So I'm figuring if I'm dropping chords in here that I want to learn how to play, what the pros are playing, with the dope off the hook musicians out there doing, why not give that to y'all? Why not? So I said, Lord, I won't give this to these folk whether so I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just saying I wanted to get this whether I'm on my way out or not. So, yeah, my wife used to tell me, bro, get in the bed. You ain't supposed to be out here doing this out here photoshopping these chords and sending it to my editor, and I'm supposed to be in the bed. The doc told me don't get up and move around and move about because I was on what they call remember I told y'all I failed a few times, right? So they were putting me on this risk for falling, meaning that I'm supposed to be bedridden, meaning I can't be walking. Because remember I told y'all I was pretty much paralyzed from hip down because this valley fever was eating at the bone of my back and tampering around with my spinal, lower lumbar, left and right, and messing with my sciatica too as well, and creating a lot of havoc basically, and I couldn't move and walk and stand and all this stuff. So I wasn't supposed to be getting up, but I was like, God, let me get up. I didn't care how I did it. Yeah, I had crutches, the wheelchair, the push. I don't call it, what they call that thing. You can sit down and push yourself around. I had all of that, and and so, but yeah, I yeah, it was bad. It was terrible. But I was pressing. I wanted to get this book out, so the Lord allowed me to do it in 2025. After I got out of the hospital and everything, supposed to be bedridden, and then I was like, Lord, just let me have 2 more months. All right, the month of April and May, and then what's crazy, y'all? In the month of May, I saw this guy. Matter of fact, Ben, by the way, Benjamin Moore. All right. Um, I don't know what it was. It was that day. I clicked onto Facebook, and the first thing that popped up on the news feed. That was the first thing that popped up on my phone. I think it was on the phone. I think it was. Had to be on my iPhone, and his book popped up on the page, on the news feed, and I said, "What?" And he had made his announcement that he came out with his very first book, and I go, "Wow, he came out with his first book. That's a trip." It was like kind of like I told y'all what I prayed for, right? Lord, let me get this book out. This is all in the month of May, right? I'm sorry, April, May. I just give me 2 months, Lord. Just give me 2 months. I need to get this book out, whether I'm gonna be living or not. On my way out. I just want to get this book out. That's it. So I clicked on to Facebook, and this is the month of I want to say it was the month of April something. It might have been in May, April something. I remember clicking on. Matter of fact, I could actually go back to look and see when I actually clicked onto it, because whenever that date was that he announced his book was published, so we can go back. Y'all go back and y'all can find it. I believe it was in April or May, and his name is Benjamin Moore. All right, Benjamin Moore, and his book was called "How to Unlock the Power Within to Change Your Life." That's when I read that. I said, and that's all a little bit I had in me then, because I told you I was extremely still sick, and the thought came when I saw that. I was like, I was just thinking it. All right, and then I clicked onto my phone. I was in my living room on a sofa there. It reclines back, and that was my little area where, what's the word? I would go and pray and sit for hours and pray. That was my closet, my secret closet. And I flipped the chair back, and the seat back, and I clicked on the Facebook, and bow. That was the first thing that came up on my feed, and I said, "What?" Because I was just praying, like, Lord, can I get this book out? I just really want to get this book out. Whether my coworker, which is my editor, we were planning on finish the book, the chapter 9. Remember, I told you we had finished chapter 1 through editing everything from chapter 1 through chapter 8. We had completed that, and we stopped at chapter 9. Before her going on vacation, she was saying, "Hey, why don't we just call it quits right here? When I come back in July, because she was went on a vacation, right? When I come back from my vacation, then we can pick this back up." And I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe we probably can do that." All right. And so what happened was, while she was going on, I'm sorry, not, well, I said July, May. She went on a little vacation in May. I'm thinking like, she was telling me she was going on vacation. So I'm like, that's when I opened up Facebook, my page, and his what you call it popped up on my news feed, and I said, "Oh wow!" He was publishing his book. This is how it looked like when it popped up on the thing, just like this. So when it popped up, I said, "Oh man, oh okay, this guy, this young cat, did his book." So what was the first thing I did, y'all? Boop! I got on a what you call it, and I called him up, on what is it called, that FaceTime thing, and he answered immediately. And I said, "Hey man, I'm Andre. I saw your book, and how'd you do it?" He said, "Hey man, we talked maybe like I don't know 5 minutes or so, and he said, yeah man, he said this company out of Florida, this person, his agent, got him going. He just recently published his book through Amazon, and he said, man, I'm gonna give you the information and hit you up with it, inbox me and whatnot." And I gave him a phone number, and then I'm gonna hook you up with him, and you can call him and go that route. As soon as I hung up the phone, boop, with him, here come the agent calling me. Hey, um, I'm so and so and so and so. I just got to talking with a young man by the name of Benjamin Moore, and we got to talking, and I said, yeah. So he's like, you have this book? I said, yeah. So anyway, fast forward. I told him I want to finish with the book as far as on this website that I go to, and and we stopped at chapter 8, but I didn't get a chance to finish off the um, putting the wording and everything in a certain spot where I wanted it to be at, editing everything. And so I was gonna wait till my coworker could come back so we could finish this off. He said, "Man," he said, "Don't worry about it. Whatever you already have there, just put whatever you need us to put on the book. We will fix this for you." I'm like, "Well, I mean, I was let me wait. Well, let me wait till she come back." He said, "Yo," he said, "Listen, man, um, we gonna give you a deal." So we got to talking, and I told him I was, because he could tell that I didn't sound too well. So I told him what I was going through, and he said, "All right, you listen, man. We ain't tripping. Don't worry about all that. We gonna work a deal with you." And so they did, and so he's like, "Just send what you got. Send what you got. Whatever you have, we gonna fix it. We got you. Don't worry about it." So what my coworker didn't, or was unable to finish, of course myself. I went on ahead to send the manuscript to them, and then got back to me mid part of May, I want to say. I need to look it up in my email and see what date that was. But anyway, someone part of May, um, he got back to me immediately right away, because he was asking me, well, how long do I want to work on the book, and how we gonna get the cover done and all that goody stuff. So I was like, listen, man, I don't know how long I want to be living, so to speak. He's like, "What you mean by that?" And I was like, "It's a long story. I've been through some stuff, so I don't know where I'm gonna be today. I don't know where I'm gonna be tomorrow." That's all I had to say. And he was like, "Oh man, okay, hold on, okay, hold on. Let's take a step back, deep breath. All right, cool. Just send us the manuscript, and we gonna do what we have to do." So I had to figure out how to do all that. I didn't have no help. I was trying to get some help. Well, I had to figure out how to upload, download. So he kind of walked me through that, and I sent it to him. And then by or before the 22nd, now I do remember this part, 22nd of May or so, he was like, "Listen, man, we're gonna send you back the draft. You let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you do like, what you don't like. Give us approval, no approval, and then we're gonna keep on working on this book." And then I said, he said, "What's the deadline you want this book to be published?" And I was like, "At least before June at some point." And so he was like, "All right, cool. We're gonna have this book published, maybe even before June, by end of May, or if not, because he said at the end of the day, Amazon has to be the one who gives the final approval." So that was what we was waiting for, the final approval, and it felt like an eternity, because I was like, man, 2 weeks went by, or was going by, or a week went by, and then I was like, okay, one more week. I'm like, y'all got to tell me something. So uh, at the end of 28th, I want to say 28, 27, then the agent got back to me and said, "Hey man, we think that your book is going to, actually I thought my book was gonna publish earlier on in May. That's what I thought." And then, but they were saying it had something to do with Amazon. Amazon got thousands of people, millions of people writing books, so it's all on Amazon at this point. And so I was like, man, we better call Amazon up. Give me their number. I want to know who my book is at. What's going on? Anyway, so Amazon, and I didn't see my emails at the time, but Amazon had already hit me up, and I didn't know it. That there was letting me know, hey, your book is gonna be published on this date at this time, and I didn't look at my email, so I didn't know, and so I wasn't worried, but I was just wondering, like, man, what's the timeline? What's the deadline? When does this thing go get down? Next thing I know, I get a phone call from my agent about the book. Hey man, check this out. June 2nd. He says, "Hey man, actually, call me June 1st, and to say, hey, we still waiting to hear from Amazon." I still, at the time, still didn't know that they had already emailed me to tell me my book was going to actually fully be published June 2nd. That's the problem. I didn't check my email. So anyway, he hits me back up the next day and say, "Hey man, go check out Amazon." I'm like, "What you mean?" And so he puts it, of course, in my text. So he goes, "Did you read the text, man?" I'm like, "No, I didn't see the text." He's like, "Go read it. Let me know what you think." Clicked onto the thing on text messages, and bow, here it goes. The book was published by on June 2nd, 2025, and Amazon said my book was the hottest book for the month of June 2025 thus far. Then it went on to say my book was top number one top best book for that month. And I thought that, wow, that cheered me up. Of course, that made me feel great. Um, feel really good. I'm still in pain, y'all, still, but not where I was. So that really actually cheered me up to say, wow, man, okay, all right, okay, thank you, God. So I'm still here, y'all. This is the month of June, August. I'm in here August, so the Lord allowed me to stay alive still. But I almost gonna say, watch what you pray for. So my second book, my second edition book, I'm almost finished with that. I'm halfway there. I'm actually 44 pages into it, I believe, and my quote pages will be no more than 80 pages, because the more pages, the more mucho dineros. But you know what's funny? That this contract I had with this company, it was supposed to be 77 pages, and they actually did 97 pages. 97 pages, y'all. So 77 pages. This company gave me some wonderful grace, and you know, from time to time, the agent would call me and check on me and say, "Hey man, how you doing? Where you at? How are you progressing? With my situation." So, y'all, I want to give it take and say I'm 99% better. I'm not all the way out the woods, but because I'm still on the medications, so I'm gonna probably be on it, as my doctor said, from today to next year, and hopefully, y'all, I can get off this stuff, and hopefully that this freaking this crazy demon has left my body permanently. So if there's any warriors out there, prayer warriors out there, pray for me, because I'm praying too that this is gonna be released from me permanently. I believe in my healing. I don't. God has healed me and allowed me to go back to work to begin with. Not only just to go back to work, but be able to eat and drink. I gained my weight back. Saw the doctor who actually made the call to say, "Hey, this is what you got going on. Let's get you treated immediately, so that this thing doesn't go any further than where I was thinking, where I was heading." And so he was very ecstatic to see me on yesterday. Actually, the day before yesterday, and then on earlier this morning, he was patting me on the stomach. "Oh man, you gaining weight. Oh man, you strong. You walking and you talking." I'm like, man, I'm loving it. He was ecstatic to see me alive, and breathing and being back where I need to be at. So I'm sorry y'all went through this stuff, but Play by sight. So if you want to learn how to play like the pros, you want to sound like the pros, you want to be able to learn chords. My book is designed for you to learn them chords in all 12 keys because you need to establish this to be able to be a good musician is to learn your moves, right? Learn the chords, right? Right? Learn them in every key. All right. I'm not here to bash anybody if you're using the transpose button, but I would say use the transpose button as a tool. All right. People want to use the word temporary tool. All right. Use the transpose button as a tool. All right. And when I use it as a tool, I use it as a way of saying, hey, you know what? And I can do it either way. It doesn't matter whether I see here, okay, I'm playing this chord here. Alright, and I can think out the move and play it. And transpose. I can manually do it on my own without having to cheat. And that's the word we probably say, people might get offended when you say the word cheat. The truth of the matter is, do I got another stuck note? I can take the same chord and no transpose. Right? Or I can use the keyboard as a way to say, and it's not saying I'm lazy, I just want to see what I'm doing. Some people might want to see what they're doing. I mean, quite naturally, I see what I'm doing. I quite naturally know what I'm playing. Right? Right, an A flat major 7. An A flat major 7 with the sus2. I almost got a stuck note somewhere. Hold on. Where is it? Wait, I got a stuck note somewhere. Okay, where's the stuck note at? Where's my mouse at? I must got a stuck note because ain't no way this is an A flat major. Oh yeah, this is A flat major 7 with the sus2. A flat major 7 sus2. That's not correct. That should say sus2. I must got a stuck note somewhere. Where is it? I got a stuck note somewhere. Alright, so we have an A flat sus2 chord, but this thing said A flat major 7 sus2, and that's not correct. So something stuck. Get it right. Hold on, let me turn this off and turn it back on, maybe. But I haven't. One of these notes is stuck, so I gotta figure out which one it is. All right, let me lower this because it's in the way. But so my book is designed so that you can be able to play all these chords in all 12 keys. All right, in the chapter, you can learn your scales, which is chapter 1. Chapter number 2, we go into your major chord. Right, chapter 3, we have the minor chord, the diminished chord. Okay, I'm gonna open up the book so I can tell y'all. And then also chapter number so chapter 3 we have the minor chord, the augmented chord, that's what I forgot to say, and the diminished chord. Alright, the diminished 7 chord. Okay, now it's doing it right. Alright, and so and then chapter 4 we have the major 7 chords, and we have the chapter 5 the 7 the sus2 chords that I mentioned now, the suspended chord, the sus4, and the 7 sus4 chord. And then chapter 6 we have the dominant chord, what we may call it the C7 chord or B7 chord or whatever key you're doing it in. Alright. 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 And so we also have chapter number 7, which is the major 7 with the sharp 5. That's your major chord. Alright, so remember I told you about the major chord chapter 2. And then chapter 3 is the augmented chord. But if you add the 7 in that scale, it's a major 7 with a sharp 5. So I gotta have that in here. And then we popped over to I went over to the other chapter. And then chapter number 8. last but least, then it's our tritone. So the game plan is to teach you how to play all of these chords in all 12 keys. It's my formula, all right? Or I may use the word format, or we might use the word structure, all right? These chords are from progressions of songs that I put them in all 12 keys. Simplifying it. Now I'll go to chapter 9. I'm actually taking chords from chapter 2 through chapter 8, or chapter 7 if you will, and chapter 8, and creating chords using the tritone and using your minor chord, the major chord, the augmented chord, the dominant chord, right? And these chords are what our favorite musicians be playing, that we may listen to. So I recorded so many musicians that, okay, I'll have to take one at a time and try to learn what he or she is doing and say, oh, all right, okay, I already know what he's doing. Whether it's the sus4, or whether it's sus2, all right, whether it's the major 7 chord. All right, something is weird on here. Why is it saying that? Something, a note somewhere. There's a note somewhere on here is tripping on this keyboard. And where is it? Where is it? Is it something I'm hitting over here? Let me see. Hold on. Okay, now it turned off. Let me see. Where is it? What is it making it do that? See, it's supposed to tell me the chord name. Something over here I hit. I don't know what it is. What is it? What did I hit? This one? I gotta figure out which one. Hold on. Go back to there. Back out. Get me out. Get me out. Get me out. Get off of this, maybe. Something I hit. I know what the chords are, but I'm trying to figure out why is it doing what it's doing. Chord is acting up. Is it chordy or is it my keyboard acting up? Well, I think it's. Is it chordy acting up? I think chordy's acting up. Alright, let me turn it off one more time and try this again. Let me see here. Get this keyboard on top of here. I got my laptop on this stand, so I'm trying to see if it's hitting something. And it's got the keyboard saying one thing and got chordy saying something else. I was like, why are they doing that? It wasn't doing that from before. Why are they doing that? But yeah, in the book, we have the, like I said, the major chord, the minor chord, the augmented chord, diminished chord, and like I said, I go over to chapter 9, and that's when I take all the other chords over there and give y'all some heat, give you some chords that's gonna turn some heads. All right, to make some musicians say, "Hey, man, where'd you learn that from? That's crazy. That's real nice, you know." So I'll listen to other musicians doing stuff. How do I hear the chords, y'all? I'm telling you, it's in the book. how in the stew am I doing it? All right. Now remember, music can be two different chords. I bought some books, music books, and I found out that they pretty much just doing the same chords. All right, in all 12 keys. The thing is, what we all as musicians need to learn how to do is a different chord in the left hand and a different chord in the right hand. And this is what you hear is what's going on in this song. first couple chords. Right? A flat major 9, or it could be A flat add 2. Something. Cordy is acting crazy today. What this information is saying now, it is incorrect. So I might have to contact the guy who is responsible for Cordy and tell him that the program is tripping out. Because this is telling me I'm playing an A flat major 9, and I don't see any of my notes stuck. At least that I can tell none of my notes are stuck. Because if I was holding on to an A flat on the bottom, now it says A flat add 2. That's funny. Okay, now it corrected itself. I don't know what I did. Or maybe it might have been in my sustain pedal. Maybe my sustain pedal was stuck. Now it's saying A flat add 2. Now it's saying C sus 2. But as soon as I did that, it corrected itself. I don't know which one it was. This one? Whatever it was, it got right. It got right. The spirits got it right. Yes, so this is A flat add 2. Whether it's inside or outside, or whether it's A flat add 2 here. There's so many ways of doing it. So in my next book, I am planning on doing a few of different approaches to the same chord. I don't want my book to be overkill on it, but I do want it to be where you guys are getting these chords, all right? So A flat add 2, right? So all right, D flat major 7. That's the second chord. Here we go, first chord. So, right, major 7 with the flat 5. That's in my book. Okay, right, literally in I always say the wrong chapter. Let's say chapter 12. Let's go to my let's go to the contents. All right, let's go to the contents and see what the contents has to say. So I want to say that is chapter number 12. The major 7 with the flat 5, chapter 12. Alright, the first chord, if we looking at the right hand, is in chapter number 5, the sus 4 and the sus 2 chord. In the left hand, the chord in the left hand movement is in chapter number 18. That will be our I call it the distance note intervals or clusters. So the clusters are your second, minor second, major second, chapter 18. All these chord movements, whether it's done in the left hand and the right hand, I wrote this book specifically so you understand to do them in the left hand, because this is what you're going to hear musicians are doing. So I got the minor third, major third, perfect fourth, tritone, chapter 8. But also I have it over here in chapter 18 as well. Perfect fifth, minor 6, major 7, and there is our minor 7. So that very first chord, those are the chords, is in the book. And because I hear the note, all right, and the bass line is telling me, hey, we're going to A flat, and we're going to the 3/4. So I said, okay. So that one means if it's A flat, regularly chapter number 2, and D flat chapter 2 is in my book. There it is. It just sounds plain. This is A flat, yo. A flat to D flat, chapter 2. All right, but I'm using 2 hands to pull the chord off. A flat add 2, D flat add 2. What? Or A flat, but not adding add 2, D flat without not adding the add 2. What? Yes. If you go and look at my book, I have the A flat double up, or we have the A flat add double up, A flat add the A flat double up. What are we finna play next? D flat add 2. Up 1. Whatever way you want to do it. Whatever. All right. And it's just saying you playing the what? 3, 4. Oh. Then you're gonna go 4 up, which is half step up, and this is a chord out of the key scale. And there's our tritone, chapter number 8, and also over in chapter 18. What? And I'm using the chord also in chapter number a 7/4 chord in chapter number. Let's go back to the other page. Over here in chapter number 5. That's how I'm pulling the chords. Whether you're voicing it down low, A flat to D flat, right? All right. G flat major 7 with the flat 5. It's in my book in all 12 keys. Oh man, yeah. I'm just gonna play it simple. 1, 3, 4, 4. Oh, yes, yes. 1, A flat to D flat to tritone with the secret sauce chord. We call it the secret sauce chord. Y'all might heard that on different websites. People be saying the secret sauce chord, but it's the 7/4 chord with the tritone. Because if you play the 7/4 chord, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The tritone. 6 notes back, 6 semitones back, or 6 notes back is the tritone, which makes you end up playing the major 7 with a flat 5. All right, so what's the next move? Chord number 1 and 2. Third chord. Da-da. Da-da. Now he's playing the F minor 7 with the 4. Now we know technically because of the bass line it's going back to the 4. 3, 4. 4 up to the 4. So the first chord is 3, 4, 4.5. Sharp 4 if y'all want to call it sharp 4. To the 4. It's 6/9. 6/9 chord. Chapter number what? Chapter 11, y'all. Chapter 11. 6/9. Because of the bass line. Chord wise, chapter 2, A flat, chapter 2, D flat. Chapter 8, tritone. Chapter 5, 7/4 chord. Which those two put together creates a major 7 with the flat 5. And then we play we can play the D flat major chord, chapter 2 in the left hand. And then the right hand we can play E flat 4th. The 4th. Or we could play another 7/4 chord, which earlier I kind of gave it away, which I said A flat sus2 and E flat sus4. They both share the same secret sauce chord, which is B flat 7/4. Chapter number what? Chapter number what? I can't hear y'all. Yes, chapter 5. And you put those two together, D flat major chord, chapter 2, which is the second chord in chapter 2, by the way, because C major is 1, the first one, and the second chord is D flat. That's why I said if you practice these chords in all 12 keys, you're going to find these chords. My bad. You're going to find these chords. Oh, that's how I'm doing it. This the way we do this. All right, y'all better see. Yeah, so now we have the 3, 4, sharp 4 if y'all want to call it, back to the 4. And we're playing the 6/9 chord. Can you hear me? That chord again. That same chord we just played 2 seconds ago. Not even 2 seconds, a second ago. The same chord. This B flat 7/4 chord. But remember, now we got tritone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's a major 7 with a flat 5. I just told y'all where it was at. what chapter to find it. So if you got your book, y'all gonna find the chapter. If you have your book, you're going to find it in chapter number 12. And watch me transpose. That's it. I just transposed right to the chord he went to. Now, because of the bass line is going to the 3 in that key, it makes you play a 7 sharp 9 sharp 5 chord. That is going to go in my second book, because what I'm doing is giving you without the bass line. In my next book, I'm going to give it to you with the bass line. Oh, yes. So in play by sight, edition 1, you getting it without the bass line. And play by sight edition 2, you're going to get it with the bass line. Right? So now you're going to see the difference if you don't have a bass line player and you just playing by yourself, and you don't have a bass line player, bass playing, or bass. If you don't know the bass line, basically, I'm basically giving it to you so you can understand with and without the bass line what kind of chord you're playing. And this is for every level. It doesn't matter whether you're intermediate, or beginner, or even an advanced level musician, and you just don't actually know what you actually doing. I'm creating this book specifically for all levels. So people asks me when they purchase my book, hey, what level do you have to be to purchase the book? And I say it's for every level, all level. The reason I said for all level because I didn't know this stuff. What's a minor level with a flat 5? What's a 6/9 sharp 11 chord? What's this diminished major 7 11 with the minor with a minor 13? What's a major 7 chord? What is that? I didn't know what that is. So I went ahead and learned it, y'all. So while as I'm learning it, I want to share it back with you guys so you can be able to sit at your keyboard and learn how to do this in all 12 keys. So you don't have to be worrying about hitting that transpose button and manually sit here at the keyboard. That's the minor 7 with the flat 5, right? Now let's do the major 7 with the flat 5. Learn to do them. And it's not all about how fast you can get it. It's how accurate that you can sit and practice it. Whether it's the minor 7 flat 5, whether it's the major 7 with the flat 5, whether it's the minor 11 flat 5, whether it's the major 7 with the flat 5. Practice these chords, whether it's the 6/9, whether it's the minor 9 with the flat 5. I forgot to mention that because you remember he did this move here. I might say that I might want to play this minor 9 with the flat 5. After he played this move here, and that puts me into the minor 11 or minor 9 flat 5. What? Because when he finished doing this move, 1, therefore, remember he did this? Remember that? So what if I just want to make that as a chord? It's a minor 9 with a flat 5. What? Because at first I was up here at the minor what? Minor 7 with a flat 5. And all I did was drop the finger down. And now it makes me play the minor 9 flat 5. Minor 7 flat 5, minor 9 flat 5 if I wanted to play that voicing. Or if I took a flat out and gave it to you as a G7 with the sharp 5. Because remember, if you know your scale G major chord, it's the augmented. Add who? The 7. What? Yes, y'all already know what chapter that is in, right? I told y'all it's over here in chapter number 7. In all 12 keys, the major 7 with the sharp 5. What? And even if I hit the note next to it, it's gonna be a little tritone move. But it turns this into a minor 9, or I'm sorry, it turns this into a minor it turns this into a major 7 with the sharp 5 because of the augmented chord. Oh, yes, B augmented, y'all, duh. And if you know your augmented chord inversions, right, you will be able to pull this off. What? And then as soon as you hit that one note, which is F, it's gonna cause you to play the F9 sharp 11. Because now I'm getting crazy with it because my fingers down on the A. Y'all gonna make me. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Okay, so this is how I write my book. Something comes to mind, and I've never played that before. All right. Y'all just gave me a dumb idea. Well, no, a smart idea. All right. This is the F9 with the sharp 11, right? And this is how I create my book. I'm gonna have to go check on my dog in a minute. Um, my job is to press Photoshop. How I usually do it this way? I forgot which way I do. Press. Oh, I got my fingers on the. My job is to press Photoshop and send. All right, so here I go. Press. All right. Now if I want my editor to take this Photoshop, and of course me, I'm gonna do the next key up. All right, I'm gonna transpose it to all the other 11 keys. But generally, this is say this is the chord I just only want for right now, and then I'll hit the little arrow here. It's gonna take me to my email, and then from my email, I'm going to send this to my editor. My editor is gonna get the Photoshop, right? And when my editor gets the Photoshop, the results from that coming back my way is going to be in this way, in this format, in the book. That's how. This is how easy it is. All right. This is how I said point blank and period. All right. That's how I get down. Ain't nobody giving me organ lessons and keyboard lessons. It's just every time I see you at the keyboard, I end up learning something new by accident. Oops. So now I have a B7 with the sharp 5. Now I have an A minor 9 with the flat 5, which I just told you what I was doing a minute ago, but transposing. And I went from wherever I was at. Where was I? Here? I was here at the G7 with the sharp 5. Yeah, I've already photoshopped this already, so don't worry. It's already out there. Right. Uh-oh, another one. Uh-oh. Now I have a D flat or E flat major 7 with the E flat major 9. I'm sorry, E flat major 9. E flat major 9 with the sharp 5. I have another chord. Is a B7 with the sharp 9, sharp 11 with the flat 5. What? I'm sorry, flat 13. Correction, flat 13. Flat 13. Flat 13. I mean, sometimes we might use the word experimenting. But this is accident. Oops, I didn't mean to go here, y'all. I'm just telling y'all. And so I'll grab my device and I'll Photoshop that and say, okay, let me put this chord in my library as well. And what I would also do is find a place for where I might play that voicing at. Whether it's on the keyboard or whether I'm on an organ. It might even be a musician I might listen to play that move, and I'm like, I got you. I already know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I know what you're playing. All right. So the move, 1 A flat add 2. The next chord is D flat major 7. All right. Because we in A flat. This is G flat major 7 with a flat 5. So. Right now I'm playing the F minor 7 with a flat 5. Oh, okay, it doesn't matter if I add the A flat there. Okay, now it's a whole other chord. Alright, let me stop playing around with y'all because y'all don't think I'm serious. So yes, but I heard him doing it. So he separated the move and went to the chord. However, I might want to play the minor 11, minor 9 with the flat 5. Or I might want to play the G7 with the sharp 5. Or I might want to play the E flat major 9 with the sharp 5. It can go on and on with this all day, all right? And that's what I do. So in case somebody said, "Oh my God, you cheating and you copycatting from somebody," no, because I understand what's going on, right? I can play the chords sometimes. First two chords. So we heard clearly. All right, so I'll try to play it within contents, right, or within the way I hear it, the arrangement. All right, one, the four, change. Right, what's the next move? Every chord is in the book. That's the cool thing about this. Every chord in the book in all 12 keys. That diminished move, diminished 7. Transpose over, or not transpose over, but half step up because there's 2 diminished group, 3 diminished 7 groups. C diminished 7, D flat diminished 7, and D diminished 7. There's 3. But of course, the inversion. And back to it. The other one. Back to it. And the last one is the third diminished 7, which is D diminished 7. I call it group or family. And back to it. Once you get this knowledge underneath your fingertips in chapter number 3, I do them in all 12 keys. Your augmented chord in all 12 keys, your diminished 7 in all 12 keys, your minor chord in all 7 keys, your major chord in all 12 keys, your major 7 chord in all 12 keys, your major 7 with the sharp 5 in all 12 keys. I'm like, what more do y'all need? All right, your sus2 in all 12 keys, your sus4 in all 12 keys, your 7 sus4 chord in all 7 keys, and 12 keys, and your tritones in all 7. I'm not saying 7 keys, y'all. 12 keys, I meant to say, y'all. Excuse me. And all 12 keys, you're going to get these chords. Right? So, like I said, from major move, minor, augmented, at the 7, sharp 7, you do the C major 7, sharp, C major 7, sharp 7, sharp 5, diminished 7, dominant chord. I'm repeating myself, so y'all get this. Major 7, sus2, sus4, come on, sus4, come on. Alright, and your 7 sus2 chord, sus4, sus7 sus4 chord. And the tritone. So that is my musical structure that I'm coming from. At the same time, I am knowledgeable about the Nashville system as well. The 1 chord is a major. The 2 chord is a minor. The 3 chord is a minor. And the 4 chord is a major chord. 5th chord is major. 6th chord is minor. And remember that diminished 7 chord I said, or diminished, I just added the 7 to it. And guess what we're back to? The 1 chord, major. And you do this in all 12 keys. So I'm doing this as a practice mode along with my book that I consider structured, right? And what are the chords are being applied outside of the Nashville system. I had this issue where I had been playing for a while and I kept trying to say to myself, well, where are the rest of the other chords or other types of chords? And I found out the Nashville system didn't really cover it. It did cover your scales. It did cover the number system. It did cover the chords that goes with the number system as well in the scale. But where is the rest of the chords? And then one day it just dawned on me immediately. You know what? It's got to be more chords to it. And what I'm saying is, I'm coming from, every time I go to the keyboard, I'm doing this. I don't even know what in the world that is. Thank God for Cordy. Y'all got to give it up for Cordy. Come on, give it up for Cordy. Because if it wasn't for Cordy, I wouldn't even know what I'm playing. So, Cordy, if it wasn't for Cordy, y'all, I really wouldn't even be knowing what I'm playing. It would just be me playing chords like any every other musician out there, and I didn't say every musician, but any other every other musician out there who may be playing stuff but don't know exactly what they're doing. They sound sweet, they sound beautiful doing it, they sound off the chain. They make me go like, hmm. They make me they almost make me want to just call it quits and say forget it. I don't even want to play the keyboard no more. I don't even want to be on the organ because y'all cats out there be doing some stuff. Be like, wow, yeah, that's yeah. Y'all be giving me the wow. Like, I mean, I'm wilding over there. I'm like, okay, okay. So let me calm down with this wilding stuff and let me figure out what they doing. In just a matter of time, um, I'll learn it. And it has to be something simple, but it looks complex. It's always something that may look or may sound complex or difficult, uneasy, because it is what it is. I've always had this saying: if you don't learn it, you won't learn it. If you don't learn it, you will never learn it. My ex boss used to tell me the lack of knowledge can either make you or break you. So if you don't know, then you can't progress to the next level if you don't know. He also used to tell me, go ask. Um, you might get some kickback. We might use the other word, pushback, denial, rejection. You might get all that stuff because sometimes people don't want you to know what they're actually doing at the end of the day. But somehow, somewhere down the line, um, I realized that either you're going to get it or not. So if you don't put anything into trying to figure it out, you may not get anything out of it. So yes, I did what these musicians told me to go and do. Go practice. I also did what they told me. Go, bring your recorder. Come to the rehearsal. I'm over here at this church. I'm about to go over here and do this concert over here or this revival over here. You more than welcome to come and bring your recorder. And I will tell you, I was not disobedient. All right. Um, I'm telling you, I was just not being disobedient, hard headed. My mom used to say, "Hard headed makes a soft." You know what? But I was not being disobedient. I actually literally obeyed what they had to say. I didn't. It didn't feel good. I promise you that. Because I felt like, man, why don't you just show me what you're doing right now? You at the keyboard, show me them chords. Yeah, some sent me over here to John and Mary and Susie. I'm making up names. And then they all revert me back to Sam. And Sam was like, yo, but Billy sound better than me. Billy was like, yo, go check out Anthony. Anthony was like, yo, go check out Billy. And Billy was like, go back to Samuel. You know what I mean? And yeah, I had those runarounds. I had that type. And then I had the type that said, hey, I can't show you because my uncle or my grandpa or my big brother or whatever or my auntie showed me how to do this and that and they told me don't share this with nobody. I'm like, wow, okay. I had it all. Believe me, trust me, I had all of that. Um, I'll just tell you what really encouraged me the most is the ones who said, go practice. I was offended, but not mad, not jealous, not angry with them. I was a little offended. Go practice, Doc. But they would never tell me what to practice. Never told me what kind of material to practice. No heads up on any of that. Uh, so where am I going with this? The very same people who told me go practice, but you can bring your recording with you. Whatever. Come to the rehearsals. I told y'all, come to the rehearsals. I'm playing over here. I'm doing this over here. I don't care. You can bring your recorder, bring your video, whatever. Bring whatever you want to bring. You could come and hear me do what I do. And I did exactly what they said. What I did with it, I'm not trying to be funny with it, but what I did with it was my business. Right? They offered. I did my homework. I went, gathered, and went to and came across somebody at Guitar Center, which was the funniest thing after all that went down for several months and a few years in. And I actually really wanted to go shake these musicians' hands because they actually was right. So for you guys who are new, bring your recorder, go to that church, sit in the back, front, side, near the musician, whatever. Record them. It's always gonna be somebody out there on this planet that can potentially interpretate what they're doing. Period. All right. If they can get 100% what they're doing, or get 99% or 90%, that's better than nothing. I did my homework. I did exactly what. I don't want to call names because I'll start calling names. I need to go see him and her and say thank you. Give him a big love hug and say, hey, you know what? You were right. Um, you were absolutely right. Um, yes, you gave me the opportunity to go and bring my recorder, bring my back in the day I had the tape recorder. I don't know if anybody still got your stuff. It's in the closet behind me. I don't need to pull them out and plug it in and play. All right. I still got my cassette tapes, y'all, from these recorders. I still got my video recorder, the big one when you pull out the what is it called, VHS. Yes, I had that, and the other one that's smaller than that. I forget what it's called. The mini. What do they call it? A shorter version of that. My digital ones. And then I got into, like I said, the digital recording, audio recording. I got into all that, record when everywhere that I can go to, hook up around whoever musician. And I said I don't want to start calling names because I'm gonna run out of space, and I don't want anybody to be offended if I forget who you are. But every musician that I came across, and you know who you are, thank you. You were right. Go practice. Bring your recorder. Now I did come to the realization over a period of time as I had gotten older. I was a lot younger then, where I could sit here and listen to about 18 different musicians, about 20, up to like 21 actually, and listen to 20 different musicians doing something differently, whatever it is, and start learning those moves. It doesn't matter if I try to learn the whole tune, but I try to do a little this, a little this, a little this, a little that, a little this. And you guys can sit here cut and say that's copycatting. At the end of the day, before I even was learning that stuff from whether it's audio or video, I was already transcribing back in 2000. I moved here. It was 2004, oh 04, and so when I started to get into transcribing, and I had a sit down job type of situation. So all I had, nothing but, not this kind of book right here, but tablet books, where I just sit and start writing chords from just off the top of my head. So any of these chords y'all hear, any of these chords you hear a musician doing, I have already written that. I've written it, been there, done that. The problem was I just didn't keep up with it and took it serious because I had some personal issues going on. For real. Um, but I didn't stop collecting information. That was where I would say I made the biggest mistake, collecting information but not doing nothing with it yet. As my music instructor used to tell me, and I'll tell you his name, Mr. Steve Parker, and he said, "Man, I'm tired of you telling me the same story over and over and over. What you need to do is get about your business if you serious about what you're trying to do." And stop complaining about the same old story. Hey, I ain't got time to practice. I ain't got time to sit here and learn this stuff. He said, "Man, I'll sit here and show you anything and everything you want to learn. You want to learn how to play like John? Give me some stuff that John did. If you want to play like Billy, I got you covered. I brought the material back. He did it. He laid it down. And did I do anything with it? Or did I not do anything with it? That's on me. That would be my fault. All right. So basically, what I'm saying is, my play-by-side book is laid out. Basically, what I'm saying is, my musical instructor laid it out and said, "Hey, listen, I can remember, I can hear the words he's saying right now. If I would talk to him right now, call him, hey man, how you doing with this material that you that I broke down to you called blah 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 blah." Um, probably my first expression will be, mm, well, and the first, and I can already hear him say, "Bro, I spent days, hours, I spent minutes, seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, or whatever, working on this material, and you still ain't touched it. You still ain't learned it. You wasted my time and my energy at the end of the day because we were so cool anyways." He kind of didn't trip, but he was tripping on the tail end of that. So let me just say it like this: if I wanted to sit here and spend time learning this whole entire tune and play it back to him, he would trip out. He would literally be like, "Oh, okay, okay." You. He will be speechless. He will be, "Oh, okay, all right, yeah." All right. If I knew to sit here and learn this whole tune, learn this whole tune, chord for chord, verbatim, right? And I play this back to him. Right? Play this whole tune from start to finish. Alright? Play the whole tune. This is a 6 minute and 10 second tune. So I would have to get my mind together. Alright. Now, y'all wanna see me do it? I can do it. Do I wanna do it? Um Okay, y'all probably say I answered that too slowly. Do I want to do it? Technically, no. But technically, in my mind, I want to do it. But do I got time to do it? That's the thing. Do I have time and energy to sit here and do it every day? Um, you know what? I can make time, but if I don't want to make time, promise you, I probably won't get past a few of these chords along the way. So, in order for me to memorize it, I have to turn on muscle memory. And two, I have to feel that the chords that's in this particular movement is something I'm going to use for something else. I always used to say this, and I'm going to say it today. If you don't use it, you lose it. So it's kind of like, is it important for me to learn this tune? Would I ever play it somewhere? And it's one of those things like, what's the point of me even getting the stuff in the first place? What's the point of me even sitting here trying to do it if I'm not going to learn the moves and put it to use? So I have to change my mindset today. Okay, y'all. So y'all catch me. I'm professing. I am. I am yes, I am not professing. I am guilty. All right, I'm gonna say I'm guilty of not putting 100% energy into this. So if I say today and make a commitment today that I'm gonna take every day possible. And this might take, and the craziest thing, this is like 6 minutes and 10 seconds of stuff he did. I believe in my mindset, if I can, if I can knock down the first 10 seconds of this and be consistent with it, chances are I'm going to finish this tune verbatim, chord for chord. Now hear me out when I say this. This is only if I feel that I want to memorize it, because I can sit here and play at it and finish the whole tune from start to finish easily. That's my whole problem. Easily, I can do this every day and finish this tune from the start to the ending. But will I remember it? So now I have to say to myself, let me go over this a few times and embed this in my spirit forever. Today, I have to make a decision on today. I have to confess. I have to confess to the Lord. I have made a confession. I have sinned. So y'all pray for me. So if I say today, I am going to make a commitment. Actually, I got a calendar behind me. All right. There's a pen up there. What's today? 14th? Today. All right. Now, where I might trigger myself in the wrong way is give myself a timeline. Even though it's 6 minutes, how long, excuse me, do I want to take to finish this project? The word project. How long do I want to take? Do I want to take 2 weeks? Do I want to take 3 weeks? So if I start this on the 15th as today, start. Somebody, I always used to say this, if you don't start nothing, y'all know the story, right? It won't be nothing. So, I have to take this seriously. So, the 15th is right now. The name of the song, I'm going to put it on my calendar right now. Change. Alright? I'm going to put down who I'm learning it from. DW. Today, I'm not gonna put no time. What time am I doing this? I'm just gonna say, okay. And this is a 6 minute and 10 second track. I'm gonna call it a track. All right. I like to bookmark myself because I say, if this is 6 minutes and 10 seconds, let me at least get 10 seconds out of this today. And it's the 15th. All right. So y'all see me starting this. I'm gonna commit to it. All right. I ain't gonna be that. I'ma do this, but y'all probably never see me finish. Now I hate to say I'm gonna give myself a deadline from for next week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So I'm gonna leave it open, and I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna say this out of my mouth verbally and say I'm gonna give myself 1 month, 30 days. I know y'all heard me say that. Did y'all? I know y'all heard me say it. So that will put me at September 15th. And I'm pretty sure some of y'all gonna be, yeah, we gonna be waiting until September 15th to hear you finish this whole tune. Alright, so I'm gonna go over here at September 15th. Where we at? That's on a Monday. Alright, this is a project, and I'm gonna put the name of the song change. Alright. Alright, DW. Okay. And this was a 6 minute 6.10 second thing track, if you will. Okay. Every day I'm gonna put down the time on here, right? So if I can at least get past the 10 seconds, And I said the word start, because if I don't start, nothing's gonna happen. So let me learn the tune. Okay, y'all. This y'all gonna pray for me real hard. Oh, I went past the 10 seconds. Hold on. Let's see where it stops at. How many chords is it gonna be? 7. That was on that first diminished movement. Now, if I feel that I want to, I can feel that I can go a little further. I'm already 10 seconds right here. Okay, now I feel like I can push further. Maybe I should stop there. 16 seconds. If I feel that I think I could do a little bit more, I'm gonna do it. See, notice that? So, oh, I missed one. Oh, missed it again. There it is. Gotcha. I missed it again. I missed it again. There it is. All right, so it's the D diminished 7, E diminished 7, A flat at 2, E diminished 7, E flat diminished 7, and B flat minor 9. My bad. B flat minor 9, 11. All right, so I have made it to my 16 seconds in there, but my goal was 10 seconds into it. Let me back it up just a hair. That's it. I missed it. That's it. Back to the first chord. That helped out. Remember, I hear the chords. I hear the chords in the book. Diminished 7, chapter 3. Diminished 7, chapter 3. Actually, let's say A flat. A flat, chapter 2. Chapter 3, E diminished 7, E flat diminished 7. G flat, D flat major 7, chapter 4, y'all. Because of the bass line, you're playing a B flat minor 9, 11. Oh. Oh. And the very first chord I told you is in chapter, the very first chords is chapter 5, the sus4, and the sus2. Chapter 18 is our minor 7 chord. Oh, in the left hand, chapter 2. And he's rolling it. 1. And the other one, he rolling it in to the major 7 with the flat 5. And so, and then, if you wanted to, you could roll it in, but I think he just went straight to it. And then D diminished 7. Remember, C diminished 7, D flat diminished 7, D diminished 7. And just remember the inversion. So he's just doing the D diminished 7 root position technically. And then he transpose over. I keep saying transpose. But then we do the other D diminished 7, which is D flat. We're doing E diminished 7. And then we're going A flat. And then we're going to E flat diminished 7. It's from the C diminished 7 group. Because of the left hand, by the way, y'all. and then D flat major 7, chapter number 5. All right, and then he give you this. Those are octave. D flat, E flat, and F. And right back to the first chord. All right, so I have accomplished a goal. All right, turning on muscle memory. Again, I told you I can sit here and play the stuff and try to play it or try to learn it. And I know this sounds funny to use the word learn it, but try to. I think my game plan is to try to see, can I actually play this, but not actually practice it. Can I actually really pull this off without actually really practicing it? It sounds contradictory, but I can actually try to learn to see if I can do it. And if I so happens can do it, then so happens now I can see here now. Let me practice it for real. Let me stop playing. Okay, I really can do it now. I really actually can do that. Oh man. Oh, I can actually do it. Oh, I really actually can pick this up. Oh, I really actually can do this. Okay, now what's the next move? All right, now I'll say I can do more. I don't have to have perfect pitch. This is all me. As this one musician said, I don't believe everybody have perfect pitch. I don't believe in it. It's something that I've done before, like training somebody on a training wheel, or I saw somebody doing something like this, and then my brain would say, "Oh, I think I know what that is." So, oh, okay, I know what that is. Whether it's or whatever it is, I may have heard it and maybe sort of attempt to play around with it, and then when somebody do it, then I'm like, okay, I know what you're doing. Here, what's the next move? I hear the note, and he's playing the minor 9/11 chord, E flat minor 9/11. Oh, right. Or the major 7 chord or major 9. But if you hold down on the E flat, then it's the E flat minor 9/11 chord. But all right, so okay, I think I can get that. I'm 19 seconds into it now. 1. Okay, left hand must be doing it. Okay, I think I can remember this whole little move now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is all chord 2 here. 13. Then 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. All right, now where we going now? 22. And then I'll call it quits. All right, I might say, you know what, time out. Let me let this marinate in my spirit. And forever now I will remember this movie. I missed it again. Diminished. Keep forgetting that one. Now, on purpose, I'm trying to memorize this. And then, all right. Now I'm purposely memorizing. You know why? Because of the chords he's playing are chords I already know how to play because they're in my play by side book. All right. And let's hear the next move. Da-da-da. You going back to that chord we did earlier. Right? So yeah, so you went back to the major 7 with the flat 5. I heard the chromatic move. Alright, hold on, let me back up a little bit right here. He didn't go back to the other chord that we played earlier, the minor move. That move, he didn't go back to that. He's now going to the major 7 move. I might throw the 9 in there. And if you notice, he hit it twice. He hit it again. All right, so now we're playing the major 7. I might throw the 9. All right, then I'll repeat. Thank you. Okay. All right. Some repeats. All right. That's a repeat. What? Hold on. Differently. He didn't go to the minor 7 with the flat 5 this time. We're going down straight up to the major 7 with the flat 5. But we also, with that bass line, it's a C7 sharp 9 sharp 5. Right? And back to that diminished walk up. Walk back up to that same move again. Thank you, thank you. Same thing. Right back to that. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. E flat. Yeah, so we're doing inversions of the E flat. E flat. Oh, okay. I hit a chord because remember, y'all, if I practice my chord, D flat, C, D flat to D, E flat. Oh, duh, yeah, right. E flat. I'm gonna hear that. I'm supposed to hear that. Or even if I don't have perfect pitch, as I said I don't, I understood the chord the minute he played that top chord. And where was the note that was on the bottom? So I said, oh, that's E flat. So, and he appreciate that. that was a sneaky move right there. Versus this, I thought he was gonna go back to that, but he didn't. He came from another angle this time. The second time around, by the way, but so okay. All right, resolving, and then we coming out. The same thing I would have said when we didn't E flat. Then he did that same little move, and I transpose till I got to that A flat, and I figured it out. Oh, because I thought he was gonna do this. But he did that. Okay. So then now. Alright, I'm in 40 seconds in. 5. Because the bass line's picking this up. This is basically just your 13 sus chord. It's a preacher chord. I did a video yesterday on this, by the way, and all 12 keys. So yeah. And this is 2 different chords mixed together. That is what I was trying to get at for chapter 9 moving forward. The major 9 chords. Major 9, major 9, and major 9, 13. Right, so all them chords. So okay, now let me turn on muscle memory again. I just went the bass line. All right. So now I'm 40 seconds into this. I said 6 minutes and 10 seconds. I got 40 seconds into this. So from the beginning. I almost missed it. Right. Then. Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. So, right. And then they repeat it. And then we out. All right. All right. Let's get this last chord and I'm out. I told you guys something else that helps out a little bit in figuring stuff out. And on top of that is most of us have 5 fingers per each hand. In the left hand, this is your 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. That's the left hand. So your pinky is the 1, the ring finger is the 2, and your middle finger is the 3. Pointing finger is the 4. Thumb is the 5. Remember, your thumb 5 can play 2 notes, or maybe even 3, depending on the chord you're trying to reach. The same as the right hand. The right hand, my 1 is the thumb, the opposite of the left. The 2 is the pointing finger, the middle finger is the 3, the 4 finger is the ring finger, and the pinky is number 5. So it's the opposite direction. Right. Once you learn that you have 5 fingers per each hand, most of us, those who don't, then you have to improvise. And then there's some who just don't have no fingers whatsoever or whatnot. And they are figuring some kind of way to do music. But for us who don't have this handicap situation, we have no excuses why we can't practice our stuff. I don't have any excuses why. Unless otherwise I'm sick and half dead in the hospital again, then that is my legitimate excuse. Unless the wife pulls me away and say, hey, yo, we got to go out of town, go handle some business. You could do your practice when we get back or whenever we get back. Yeah, that's legit. Unless I decide to work overtime on my job because I want to make some extra dough, then I'm going to sacrifice my practice that day, which I do not want to. Church function somewhere, whatever is going on, for whatever that day or that week or that month or whatever is going on, that will be the excuse that I can say that's legit. But if I know that I'm not doing all that and I know I can stop for a minute or two and at least try to grab 60 seconds or 10 seconds of something that I can grab new and try to memorize it and also have fun doing it. Or I might have some fun messing with it. That could be trying to make fun with, have fun doing it. I mean, it's, some people say don't take music so seriously, but have fun doing it. That's my game plan. So yeah. Something that the other musician did think. You know what I'm saying? Something that they didn't do. I'll still keep some of the integrity or whatever, I might skip this other little spot and go straight to the I might throw my own 2 cents in there, right? Yeah, I might throw my own little spin to it. But when I'm trying to learn something, I would definitely try to keep the mess with it. A wonderful dream. Okay, try to keep some of the integrity. And then use your messing with it. Yeah. And then the last chord. All right, that's it. Um, then I'm gonna call it a quiz. All right, so I got up to 42 seconds of this. I'm serious. I'm being serious now. I wanted to at least knock down 1 minute of this, but it's 5 something, almost 6 o'clock. I want to take a head break, let these chords marinate in my spirit for the real. So I'm gonna go over here and bookmark where I stopped at 0042, and that's the start. All right, 0042. All right, and so I may go back over this again, and then move after that and pick up another 10 more seconds, and keep chiseling at it. Now, if I wanted to say I want to pick up another 40 more or 42 more seconds of this, you already know I'm gonna finish this pretty quickly. Unless I'm running across something that's fairly challenging that I don't do, because chances are it's going to be some kind of challenge of some kind of way, where my fingering can't quite get it for some reason. Then I'll have this challenge that I have to work on, and that's with any kind of material. So y'all pray my strength in the Lord, but I'm giving myself for this particular tune 30 days from today. So I got 29 more days to finish this 6 minute and 10 second track. And then when I'm finished learning it 100% from start to the finish, then I'll go to another track and learn something from it. I was about to just go ahead and say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this other track and see how quickly I can do it, or I should just take a time out. Let me, yeah, I'm gonna take a time out. I'm gonna do my time out, because I definitely have to now. Use that word? We use the word focus. I'll definitely have to focus now, because, again, my mindset will be a whole lot going on. Actually, I do have a lot going on in my mind, but now I have to set my mind down and say, okay, hold on. I think I remember Sammy Talbot would say, when I'm learning something, or when I learn to do something, I have to erase everything that's around me. And I'm just talking about my work or whatever, but just mentally, just hold on. You gonna wait. You gonna wait. You gonna wait. Let me lock this first, and then once I lock this in, okay, what's up? Okay, cool. And then I get back to it. Right, stay focused to it. So if I lock to this one particular material and and learn it verbatim from one stage to the other, because it's a lot. It's a lot. Now here's the funniest thing I'm going to say is, just this little bit that I learned, it seemed like it was nothing, actually, almost, because it's kind of like, man, this was a lot to learn, but now it's like, like a no big deal now. You know what I'm saying? Look how quickly they're playing it. Oh, oh, was it? Because muscle memory now has kicked in. Right, muscle memory kicked in just that quick. Because I chose today. All right, I chose today. I chose today, August the 15th, to dive into it and we're memorizing the moves. Today is that day. Right? Now, on the flip side of that, I have to make a decision if I ever going to use this song anywhere, in particular, playing it somewhere at church or something like that. Um, yeah, that's gonna be a whole nother game plan because I said told y'all earlier, if I don't use it, if you don't use it, you lose it. Now, if I use the chorus to do something else in some other type of project or musical project that I do or I'm going to be doing actually, or has already done or started, whatever, then I can use these chords to something else. Believe it or not, just like the Jason White thing. Hold on. All right, I have it memorized because and it's not because I have perfect pitch. It's because I have it in the book, and I remember the move. Why? Because I slowly took my time to try to memorize the moves. Right. Right. Uh, um. All right. I chose to remember that, and it will be forever locked in my mind because that's how far I took it. So I turned on muscle memory because I wanted to see, can I use this idea? I love you though. Is that how I use it? I love you though. To remember this one? That same chord to the 6/9 chord. I'm okay. I said I was gonna quit. This is the move Devin did. All right, listen. I'm gonna let y'all hear that part. Oh, here we go. Here it comes. Here we go. You see what I'm saying? I use the idea. You know, let's do the Jason White move. Oh. I think it went. Let me see. How do you do that? Da, da, da. No, I forgot. And then it goes. Hallelujah. 6/9. Same chord. You have won. Glory. I think this is one he doing. And then he do this little. It's just the minor move for root position, minor root position. Then that first version of that F sharp minor move and the A flat minor move. So you know, and then you go back to. You have won. The victory. And then you go. Those chords I already know them. Yeah. Okay. Let me get off here. 6:05. All right. I'm on overtime. So play by side. Every chord I played, any chord that you might hear your other musicians doing, it's in my book. The ones that is not reached in my book is because of the bass line. Adding that to the second book, my second edition, and even my third edition book. I think if y'all get me, I think once I get past my second book, um, I think I will be pretty inspired to go ahead and do a fourth book. All right. So right now, my third book actually is into play. I have to ask some questions with my editor um, about how I'm going to fit the other chords side by side or connect them actually. Because what I want to do is complete a song and do them in progressions. So that's my third. I think that's the one I'm going to do in my fourth book, or the third book, or the fourth book, whichever. Excuse me, whichever come first. If not, I might end up doing a song book for my second edition, and then my third book will be the next library of chords in all 12 keys. The craziest thing is, y'all, I'm just saying this way, I'm already halfway done with the next set of library of fat chords, dope chords, off the hook chords already. So I'm already halfway done with it. So I would hate to have to drag it off off of that particular book and start an actual chord progressional book, which I was gonna do that anyway with my third book or with the fourth book, and I'm aiming actually for the third book as a chord progressional book. So that is my aim, and I actually started, but I having some issues with myself trying to figure out how to do it on the screen, and I've been kind of asking about how to fit this on the screen. I know my editor; she can do it. She will end up doing it for me. I just have to connect with her, and hopefully I can get her today. Matter of fact, speaking about today, let me see if I got any chords that came in today. Matter of fact, for this new book. So let me see, because I know she's been on vacation. That girl get more vacation than I've ever seen anybody do. I was like, go ahead, go on vacation. Come back. Oh, anyway, I don't open up the wrong thing. Hold on, I'm gonna open up the book. Let me see if she sent me some update chords, because if she did, what time is it now? 6. She's probably going to be. Oh my God, she sent me some chords. What time is it? What time did she send this actually? Hold on, y'all. She's talking about the devil. Speaking about the devil. Wait a minute. So what did she send me today? What time is it? Because she starts. I think she's about to get off now, I think. Let me see. Hold on. Also, she did this at 3 o'clock. I think she's already off the clock. Let me see. Or she's about to get off the clock. I gotta send her this email right quick, y'all. So she sent me some more chords for the book. And all 12 keys. Let me open it up actually. All right, batch number 11. So let me. Ooh, look at them cards. Wait a minute. Let me see. Oh, okay, this is the other 6/9. So remember, I told you guys, I do have the other 6/9, 6/9 chords, in one way approaching it. So this is another approach. So let me look at the C one. Okay, so the one I did in my book. Let me go back here. Hold on, cause I got access to the book. Should I open it up over there? Let me see. We had lost of power a couple of days ago, so let me see if you gonna wake up. Oh, it's sleep. Mama over there asleep. Mama bear. Let me see. I guess I'll do it here. Hold on. Let me go back to bed. So what 691 is this one? Let me see which. Oh, hold on. Hey, what's he doing? Hold on. All right, let me see which 6/9 is one, because you can play 6/9 in a different way. So I'm just trying to see which one is this one. Oops, go back. Let's go back to the book. So I'm gonna go back to my book actually. Let me see. I'm trying to go to my original. This. All right, what I'm doing? I'm tripping. Got the book right here in my face. All right, so in this one, let me see what my 6/9. What page was that? I said it was 12. Chapter 12. I think it's chapter 12. All right, because there's one way you could play the 6/9 chord in different ways. Okay, it's not 12. Wait, it had been 10. Is it 10? What chapter is that at? I forgot. Hold on, let me go back to the. Let's go back to the contents. All right, in the contents we have. Okay, 11. All right, so chapter 11. Go to chapter 11. And let's see, my 6/9 approach there. All right, so let's see my 6/9 approach. In the text message, in the email. Where's the email? This one. All right, so there's more than one way to approach the 6/9 moves. So let me see here. We have there's no. Okay. All right. So she actually gave me. Let's see, I'm just trying to see how I do this. All right. So we have the 6/9 in chapter number chapter 10. 10. I keep saying 10 11. It's chapter 11. All right. So we have the 6/9 in this chapter here. So I'm just trying to see the other route that I approach the 6/9, and I'm just trying to verify the way I do it. So that one has that. C, E, G, and A. C, G, and A. And C, G. Hold on. C, D, and A. We have D and D, G, and C. And the way I did it over here, just trying to see how I did it differently. Okay, here. So here, C, E, and then A. And this one. Okay. All right. So this one looks almost similar to the same, except I added another note on the top. So this 6/9 is gonna be slightly different because you're gonna have a little bit more notes that I added to it. So like I told you, it's more than one way to do this. So I'm just trying to look at this. I'm just trying to look at it in my hand. 1, 3, the 5, and the 6, and that is there. And then over here we have the 2, the 5, and the 1 at the top. So this one is gonna be a little different, all right? Otherwise, the voicing, instead of it being inside, the voicing is gonna be a little bit slightly outside. So if I was playing the 6/9 in this version, in the first inversion movement, I did it inside. 669. This is actually in this very first book, the book behind me, edition number 1. So this time around, we're moving the note outside. See the difference? Now we're doing the outside. Now, check this out. That's another 6/9. All right, so I was doing different approaches, y'all. It's more than one way to approach the 6/9. Right, more than one way to approach the 6/9. Right. If you're watching my hands, you see I'm moving notes around. There's more than one way to approach the 6/9. So this is another approach. Because I was like, wait a minute, this looked the same way, but then I looked at, remember moving the hands over. So 6/9 movement is not going to be inside, right? Now we're moving it outside, moving it outside. Yeah. All right. So, um, I don't want to do too many of them because that takes up a lot of space in the book, right? And especially when you're doing them in all 12 keys. So thank you. Let me send her. I need to catch her. I think she's probably gone already because she said this at 3 o'clock. I had just woke up at 2:30. So dang, I should have. See what happens when you ain't paying attention to your emails. um, so I need to ask her a question now. I forgot what I was going to ask her now. Oh, I know what I want to ask her now. Let me see. I don't know if she gonna understand what I'm asking. Um, I'll wait. I'm gonna have to meet with her on her day of her day that she works. That's the only way I can explain it to her because I want the chords instead of them being lined up straight down. I want the chords to be minimized side by side so that I can put more chords in the book on the page to create chord progressions and stuff like that. So to an actual song. So I have a couple of songs in mind that I'm actually gonna put in probably the third book that I'm gonna do. So I need to get with her. I think she's already gone now because it's about to be 6 o'clock. After 6, I think she's about to get ready to get off work. Yeah, she's about to actually get off work. I think. So I'm gonna have to catch her. Let me see. Today's Friday. I don't know how I'm gonna catch up with her. Probably Saturday. Might have to catch her on Saturday. My day off. Saturday's my day off. Yeah. All right, y'all. So this is your boy Bishop Draster, and I will be moving these chords over. Not today. I'll do it later on tonight. On one of my breaks tonight when I go in and transfer these chords over to the actual book that I'm writing. So these chords here will be moved over to my actual book, which is here. And I think this will be putting me in chapter number 14, I think. All right. Wait. Okay. Wait. It's loading. Wrong. Am I on the wrong book? Oh, crap. I'm on the wrong book, y'all. Hold on. I went to the wrong book. All right, actually, so this is the second book, third book that I'm going to be writing, which is going to be chords, but I don't want them to be stacked in a row. I want them to be side by side so I can connect the words and the chords and the words together, so that way when you guys learn how to play the song, you're going to have these chords side by side instead of straight down. Because right now I got them straight down, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be more pages, and I don't want to do all that. So y'all can see I kind of started it already, but I don't want it to be the straight down. Unless y'all want it to be straight down, it's gonna be more pages. That's the only thing that I don't want to get into. The chords being straight down. I'm trying to go to the side, and I believe me, I tried this on my own by myself, and it didn't work. Um, so um, so I need to collaborate with my editor, my miss editor, and ask her, can we make the chords a little bit smaller so they can fit side by side, so I can be able to do these chords, these songs, and drop these chords in the book for the next my third edition of book. All right, so here's the book. It's Buffy, Buffety Buffy. Come on, you finished buffing? It's still buffing, y'all. Wow, why is it buffing still? What's going on with the internet? Internet. Wait again. Okay. Um, I think this is gonna take me. I should have turned this thing on. Why is it buffing? I know we had a fire yesterday or the day before yesterday, and they just shut things down, and cause some foolishness with the internet services and stuff. So okay, now let me do it now. All right, I think these this code's gonna drop in 12, chapter 12. I think I could be wrong. Could be 16. Oh no, it's not 12. Ooh, I told you, I'm tripping. Not 12. Okay. 13 got some code. Okay, 14. All right, I think it's maybe 15. No, yeah, chapter 15, y'all. All right. Chapter 15. I got a little notation said, hey, this is where we need to pick up at. So chapter 15. These next 6-9 chords is gonna drop on that page. So I'm gonna try to do them on my break today. So catch y'all later, y'all. Y'all have a good evening, good morning, good afternoon, or wherever you're at in the world. Um, uh, Let me see here. I'm trying to see if you see me some more chords again. Hey, why is he tripping out? Tripping. What the heck is he doing? Internet tripping out, y'all. Internet is acting a fool. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, y'all. Finish this book off, and let me see. What's he doing? Doing some weird stuff, man. Okay. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, go back to here. Alright, check the email. So yeah, I'm gonna try to connect with her tomorrow. I'm just trying to see if she send me some more chords after this to keep me motivated. So yeah, she's motivated. She's not even a musician, y'all. And this coworker of mine is very extremely motivated. So she is my Miss Editor, Miss Kelly. So let's give it up for Kelly. Like I said, she's responsible for creating the diagram from scratch, no copy and pasting from somebody else's material. Which she did that on her own, and I watched her do it, and everything. It was a trip. I'm like, wow, have you ever did this before? She's like, no, I ain't never did this before. This is my first time ever sitting here doing this. She said, once you showed me, she told me, I told her what my vision was, and then she went from there. I literally sat there, watched her at the computer, building these chords step by step, the frame, the whole thing, and I was like, wow, you real talented. She was like, I was like, this is something that you took school or something like that, and she was like, nope. Her dad is a engineer, music engineer, and some type of graphic engineering. So maybe she probably asked her dad some pointers how to do it. I'm speculating, but I believe that's what she probably did. And then the dad said, "Hey, do this, do that, try this," and trial and error, blah 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 blah. And but I literally sat there and watched her, and less than 5 minutes, she had these chords up, the whole frame, the whole thing, and I was like, wow. Um, So let's give it up for Miss Kelly. Miss Kelly. All right, peace and love, Corby, y'all. I got to get off here because I gotta go take my medication now. I'm already 24 minutes late now. So catch y'all later. Y'all have a wonderful day, evening, night, afternoon, and I'll catch y'all on the next videos. Peace of love and cornbread. And don't forget, play by sight. Um, my website is Bishop Draster Clark hotchords.info. Bishop Draster Clark Hot Chords, everything lower cap, chords dot info. Bishop Draster Clark Hot Chords dot info, and then it'll take you to the website, and you can download the digital version, and or you have another area which right next to it says Amazon. Buy now from Amazon. You can get the paper cover or the hardcover and the ebook. They call it ebook version, the digital download. And you can also, the quicker way to do it, you can go on one of those pages somewhere back that I posted on my page, on my timeline. And you can click on to the, what they call it thing, the QR code. And, oh, did I leave that at work? Oh, I think I left those copies at work. But anyway, I did bring some of it here. So if you want to take your camera out on your phone and click onto the QR code, all right, the QR code, you'll find it on my page, Bishop Draster Clark Hot Code, Bishop Draster on Facebook. But if you got your phone right now, you probably could turn on your phone, go to your photos, and click that QR code. All right, hit that QR code, and the QR code on Facebook, and I can't remember if it's on Instagram. I believe it should be. If it's not, I'll put it on there some kind of way. Instagram and TikTok. All right, and I made some more of these, but I gave some more colors. So yeah, so be on the lookout for my second edition and my third edition and the fourth. But I'm planning on getting the second one out and soon, and hopefully by the end of this month. If not the end of this month, somewhere in September. And yes, so get your library of chords that you can take to practice and lock in on your thing. And then you can teach yourself chords. You can teach yourself how to play songs, because that's all I'm doing is using that book. The chords is in there, and playing these music that I hear, and it's not as hard as I thought it was gonna be. It's actually is easy because now I understand what I'm doing. So for you guys who don't know what you're doing, you will learn to do them because you're going to spend time practicing those chords in every key. And before you know it, your ears is going to develop perfect pitch. I said it, perfect pitch. No, your ears is gonna develop what I call perfect memory, because you're memorizing. And I use the word photographic memory because I can photograph the chords. I literally can see chords, and I go, as soon as I hear the chord has been applied in something, then I'm like, oh, okay, I already know he played the minor 9 11, E flat minor 9 11. Okay, that was a D flat minor 9 11. Oh, there's that F minor 9 11. Oh, there's that B flat minor 11. There's that D flat minor 11. There's the E flat. There's that F. There's that G minor 9 11. I know what the chords sound like. I know, okay, that is that G major 7 chord, or G major 9 chord, or G major 9, or G major 13 9, or it could be a G major 9 9 sharp 11 chord. I'm familiar with it because I'm keep playing them over again and transposing them. People don't understand the power of taking one chord and transposing them. There is power in the name of Jesus. So there is power in the name of the major seven with the flat five. There's power in transposing them individually with the left hand and or the right hand or simultaneously together. However you want to do them, do them. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. However you want to do your tritones with your right hand, tritones with your left hand. At the end of the day, you're going to hear them notes. You're going to recognize the moves. You're going to recognize it to the point that I almost was going to say when you repeat something over again, you get irritated and you're like, man, what else can I learn new? It's kind of like, I want to say like beginner or intermediate or advanced level musicians, they had met their cap um, or that plateau or whatever. I've heard a musician tell me this. I ain't gonna say no name, but um, it said something that I never heard before. He said, "Man, basically, I know pretty much just about any genre, anybody, in just about any type of music that there is, with this culture, church culture, Baptist to Methodist style to jazz to you name it, punk rock." Whatever genre of the music it is that's going on, R&B, you name it. He was like, man, I've learned all these different genres of stuff, and I'm not saying he did say per se, hey, you know every single thing, but what he did say, he had learned the majority of the genre of types of music in general. We talking about genre, but he also mentioned the chords, because everybody want to cry about chord progressions. But if you don't know how to play your chords in all 12 keys, then how in the devil are you going to be able to create chord progressions if you don't know chords? It's like in my or putting it, how in the world can you drive a car if you ain't never trained to drive a car? What, you just get in and turn the key, or you just get in? Matter of fact, you need the key to unlock the doggone door, and then you need to know how to hit the brakes, the gas, put the car in gear, or actually put the key in the ignition, and learn how the car operate. Listen to this. I'm gonna say that I'm out. I bought this car. All right. There's no doubt that my wife can't drive. No doubt. No doubt. All right. But my car has a different type of startup, per se, and my car has a different type of way of putting it in gear and out of gear. My wife hasn't quite got it yet. So a lot of people are like, "Why you don't let your wife drive your car?" What you don't understand is, I didn't say my wife can't drive my car. Just for y'all nosy folk out there, messy folk. My wife can drive any car she want to drive. Any car that I ever got, she can drive it. My thing was, I was trying to get her to understand is how to operate it, right? How to operate the gears, and she hasn't quite gotten yet. And I've had this car for a year. Was it? When did I buy it? September 9th, 2024. It's about to be September coming up again. September 9th. I believe it was September the 9th when I bought the car. 9th or the 15th? I believe it's the 9th. And she still haven't figured out how to operate the gear. Put it in drive. Put it in the reverse. She still haven't figured it out. I've had the car for almost a year coming soon. We're in August, right? I said no doubt. My wife can drive the car anywhere, and she has driven the car. I have tried to keep showing her how to do the gears and everything, how to put it in park, take it out of park, put it in reverse, put it in drive. She still haven't got onto it yet. All right. So you might say, I might say, well, dang, how long is it gonna be before you figure out how to do this? And I told her this, and y'all gonna ask. If I got sick and I got ill or something, and I'm somewhere and you got to come and get me, or somebody bring you to come and get me, and you got to get me and bring me back in the car, and I'm too sick that I can't tell you how to operate the car, put it in gear, we gonna be sitting there. We gonna be sitting. Oh man! Now I'm just saying I had the same scenario. I did not know how to operate the gear until the guys kept saying at the shop, "Hey man, no, you press this, you push this down, you press this, you do this," and then it finally I caught it probably maybe like the second or third time, right? How to put it in reverse, how to put it in drive, how to park it. That was the number one key because it's tricky. You don't know how to park, and the funny thing is the button on there it says P. Duh. But it's just the letter there, but you don't know you're supposed to press the button. It's a button you press P, and then the car will go into park. So yeah, it took me 2 times to be shown that. It took me 2 times to be shown how to put it in reverse. It took me 2 times to how to figure out how to get it to the drive mode, and I was like, oh. But my wife, she still ain't figured it out yet. I'll be watching. She be on it. Doing it. What are you doing? You gonna break the thing off. Yeah, she doesn't still get it yet. Listen, I only said this to say this, that there's some musicians, it might take us longer to learn. That's what I'm saying. You might be that one musician that might take you a month. It might take you 2 months. It might take you 3 months to get something that was simple. And then when you finally get it, you be like, oh my God, it was that simple? But it took me 2 months to learn that. It took me 5 months to learn that. And it was something simple, but it was only because of maybe not really focusing and concentrating. It's like I said, I can play that one song that I said I'm gonna commit to, but not remember it. But I'm just playing at it. All right, I got to go. All right, y'all better go tell my wife I was. If you do, I'm coming after y'all. Yeah, you. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for y'all. All right, but anyways, y'all have a good one. Let me go take my medication. Stop playing around, cause I ain't trying to keep on being sick with this crazy valley fever thing. So y'all pray for me. I need my warriors out there, my prayer warriors. Y'all pray for me, and I'll catch y'all later. And then I go take on my dog. Maybe he might have went outside, left the door open for him, so he doesn't have to sit outside in the heat. Should have cooled off by now. Let's see what the weather looking like. Let me see. Does the iPad tell me? I think it should. Let me see. Oh, it's cooled down. 78 right now, I think. Yeah, it's cooled off. So he should probably went outside by now. Let me see. Oops. ABC. Uh-oh. Let me see if he went outside by himself. I left the door open so he can kind of go in and out. Oh, the gate closed on its own. Oh, okay. The wind must have blew the gate closed, so he probably still in the garage. Let me let him out. Okay, I don't see him in the backyard, so he probably still in the garage. Let me let my dog out too, so he can go handle his business. And I'm gonna go and take a nap. Peace and love and cornbread. Deuces.